Local.
This isn't a radio station. It's a crazy house. We work with crazy people.
We are Sports Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
But Greg meant well. He meant well. Greg meant well.
Dental floss. Goodbye, Don Corleone. Your fat barbone. Not so much the Hagen to tell Sammy that he's got bad news. But this time, you're not still alive. That will come as no surprise. Because you're a great big fatso. One strong boy to many. You're losing millions of dollars to the tailor to take off your pants. With 2 tons of good, your perfect finally burst. I don't want my children to see me this way. And as for Sonny, it's too bad he didn't have a turnpike easy pass. And Al Pacino hasn't had a good role since Glengarry Glen Road.
$6,000. You fairy.
You should know better not to put an orange in your mouth.
Where in the hell do we start? I think I'm going to start by giving a better description. I heard you a little bit on Tuesday.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You were talking about when you walked into the door, and I don't really know how you describe my little mishap here on Saturday night.
That you stumbled for some unknown reason, hit a
No, I didn't stumble for an unknown reason. I stumbled because the phone rang at midnight in the middle of the night. I did not have a phone in my bedroom, although I do now, because there's no jack in there, so I now put my portable phone in there. Phone rings at midnight, and of course you're in a deep sleep, like a coma, because I'd been at the Niagara Falls Casino for like the previous 26 hours and slept 2 hours of it. So I'm in a deep sleep, and the phone rings, and now in the dark, because my phone only rings about 3 times before it goes on voicemail. So naturally you have to like really run it. And you assume if it's ringing at that time, it's like something urgent, you know?
You assume.
Right. And so I go darting into the living room, but of course didn't make it, and went skidding on the floor onto my knee, scraped the hell out of my knee, and then it was like a car accident. Just smashed my head into the end of my dining room table, like hitting the mouth with a hockey stick or a baseball bat. Yeah, so my upper lip is like still split. I got a nice, thing on it, and my knee is just scraped to beat the band. So that's why I wasn't on Tuesday. Now, as far as Duff and Clarence are concerned, I really don't know where to start with all this other. First, let's give the bad news from Baghdad. 4 U.S. troops and an Iraqi National Guardsman were killed today in the central Iraqi city of Samarra. 20 soldiers and 3 Iraqis were wounded, and 1 U.S. soldier is missing. Some more bad news from Iraq, even though, of course, we've turned over the keys to the kingdom, and they have that really great democracy running full tilt. Here's Georgia's poll result from yesterday. Which dead person do you still want to nail? Left off some good ones. Too bad I wasn't on here. I voted for River Penis only because they only had 2 males on here for us fags. And certainly JFK Jr. I mean, oh, man, he was gross.
He was popular, though. All the women wanted him. And I think they
So, you know who else is popular? Tony Geary.
Who?
Tony Geary from that soap opera. Don't you remember Luke and Laura?
Oh, yeah, with the perm, him with the...
Tony Geary, that girl, okay? I mean, he's about as... I've had bowel movements that look better than him, okay?
Did you take pictures?
Yes, I'll be sending you some. We'll put them on the website. In fact, we'll send some to Greg to make him feel bad, okay? Greg, you just leave me alone, okay? Go away. Get out of my life. I have no interest in you, in anything about you. Just make sure the checks show up on time. Oh, brother. And, of course, there's additional gnashing of teeth now that the deal is on July 19th. Well, I think that was the date that they were whispering to me. 9:40, Clear Channel again, another act of desperation with that station that they keep butchering and changing the format every year or two. 9:44, Fox Sports is down the tubes. Bye-bye. History. Say goodbye to 9:40 Sports.
Bye.
Oh, what a shame. To be replaced by, the rumor is, Air America, if it's still on the air by then. Al Franken is going to kick our ass, and Pharrell's supposed to be, the rumor is, he fits in there too, somewhere. Now, I don't know how that works, because his show is on, like, 10 to 3, and Franken's on noon to 3. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to have them, like, on at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, bring them all on, baby. See, I get paid the same whether we have a 30 share, a 1 share, a .0. It makes no difference. So bring them all on and have a good time. Anyway, which dead person you still want to nail? You people are sick. 325 said that. Thank goodness I was not a part of that.
Right. Humorless.
It was strictly George and Josh. By the way, Josh did a nice job the week you were out on vacation. I wish I could say the same about Zach. Zach just, he doesn't, number one, he doesn't say anything, and number two, he speaks like he's whispering all the time.
I think you scare him.
No, even listen to him on with Joe. He sounds, I don't know if he's got like some kind of a vocal problem, a vocal cord thing, or he can barely speak. Am I the only one who notices that?
He's a husky guy with a husky voice.
Oh, come on. Marilyn Monroe, 177. She was the winner of those people who were mentioned, other than you people are 625. Now, see, this is just fantasy. I understood the question George was asking, but some of you people take this like necrophilia, you know, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and Esmeralda, or whatever her name was.
Fun, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. In other words, which one of these people who's dead could you still fantasize? I would have put Brandon DeWilde on there myself. Not the one in Shane, I'm sorry, but the one in All Fall Down.
Come back, Brandon.
Brandon DeWilde. Oh, he won't be coming back. No. Natalie Wood, 147. She's still floating out there in the sea somewhere.
No, she's not floating.
Aliyah.
Right.
88. Aliyah, I'm sorry. Selena, 71. Princess Diana. We'll get back to you, Diana, 68. Won't see her no more.
I didn't want to do her when she was alive.
And how do you like that sewage drain that the Queen donated to her the other day? Wasn't that beautiful? Huh? The Princess Diana sewage drain in England. It's a beautiful thing. And there were people like wading up to their ankles in it. It was just a lovely thing. And the water pishes both ways. Princess Diana, 68. Lacey Peterson, 52. Oh, yeah, we've got to be Scott and Lacey Peterson intensive, don't we?
No.
Oh, brother. Wow. Oh, breaking news. Homeland Defense to remind of continuing Al-Qaeda threat. Woo! Everybody get ready to hide under the bed, because they're going to give us another warning, okay, of the continuing Al-Qaeda threat. Even though they kept telling us they were doing such a great job of disemboweling Al-Qaeda.
The sky is falling.
Yeah, so the threat continues. Be really scared, because like Michael Moore tells you in Fahrenheit 9/11, that's the one thing that really they got going for them, is keep people peeing in their pants, and then they'll vote for this bunch of neo-Nazis. Lacey Peterson, 52. Dorothy Stratton, 45. I have no idea who that is. I'm so sorry.
She was the Playboy playmate that got killed by her husband or boyfriend.
Never
or whatever.
heard.
Blew her brains out.
Seika, 44. I sure knew Seika. Savannah, 42. Dana Plato, 40. Chrissy Taylor, 40. Jane Mansfield, 38. Boy, she had big problems. JFK Jr., 36. Boy, he was, talk about by any other name. If his name would have been Ted Smith, forget about it. By the way, Ted Smith still driving at Pompano Park?
No.
Celia Cruz, 33. Now we're talking. Nicole Brown Simpson, 28. River Penis, 18. He got my vote by default. Nell Carter, 17. Nell Carter?
Hey.
Oh, come on. Big fat mama. Lana Clarkson, 11. What about Lana Lane? What the hell's her name? Lana
Lang?
Lang. Linda Lovelace, 11. And Angelique Pettyjohn has won. Angelique Pettyjohn had one vote. So there's the list of people who you'd still like, who are no longer with us, but you'd still like to stick it to them. Claudia Schiffer, here's one who's still alive.
Right, breathing.
She's our behind-the-beat-the-curtain young lady today. She was born August 25th, 1970 in Rheinberg, Germany, which makes her 30...
About 30, man.
No, 34 in August. 33 right now, this moment. Chosen by People magazine in 1990 as one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world. We've got a nice photo there on our website.
Right, handed.
For all you Claudia Schiffer fans, or those guys who like seeing boobies, or just horny guys who just want to see anything. Her filmography, Love Actually, Life Without Dick, I'm sorry, In Pursuit, The Sound of Claudia Schiffer, Desperate But Not Serious. I think that's our programming pair. That's Duff and Clarence, Desperate But Not Serious. That was about them. Black and White, Friends and Lovers, I think that also includes them. The Blackout, Richie Rich, No Kin to Fat Rich. Oh, we'll get into that momentarily. And then a whole bunch of stuff in other... What is the story with that? Ijskomdekens?
Huh?
It looks like Danish, because it's got that little thing over the and a bunch of other stuff. So she's been around. Everybody knows her, of course, Claudia Schiffer. If you don't know her, then you're probably I was going to say some kind of a fag. Even us fags know Claudia Schiffer, so you're out of touch. I got a great Fantastic article I'm going to get to. I don't want to do too much reading because my upper lip is split, but the poll today is it doesn't really require a lot of additions. Plus, once I get into my main topic, I just might ramble on for quite some time. At great length. You know what I mean by that?
No, what do you mean?
In other words, I got a lot of crap. Here's today's poll. What's the most important issue to you in this year's election? God, we got 80 million. Oh, it was such a beautiful thing seeing Kenny Lake taken off in handcuffs on. There it is. Look at that. Look at that.
This indictment is 65 pages long.
All right. Nail his ass. It must be just a coincidence that they decided to hand down this indictment now and put him in the hooskow, put him in handcuffs, right at the time just before the election. Don't you think it's just a coincidence?
Yeah.
Kenny Boy? That Bush barely even knew him. He didn't know no Kenny Boy. It's kind of like Frankie Pentangeli. I didn't know no Godfather. What's the most important issue in this year's election to you, we asked? Here's a list of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, a dozen. Oh, did you see the documentary on MSNBC? It wasn't a documentary. It was Deborah Norville on MSNBC last night?
No.
Catholic Church?
No.
And actually, they got through the entire hour without William whatever that guy's name is. William O'Donoghue?
Bill Donahue?
Yeah, that angry Catholic spokesman. Anyway, most important issue, Iraq. Abortion, health care, integrity, I don't give a schmidt about anything, Cuba policy, gay marriage, taxes, affirmative action, the decriminalization of pot, the WikiWeed, freedom of speech, or the separation of church and state.
Oi!
Of course, those of you who are interested in freedom of speech, I'd sure love to know which candidate you're supporting because I haven't discovered one yet who believes in that. But nothing's perfect, right?
Right. Lyndon LaRouche.
I'll tell you one thing. Now, there was a commentator on CBC here the other day when he announced the John Edwards thing. He had a great line. He said, well, John Kerry has picked someone who at least will add some life to the ticket. And he was like chortling and chuckling and just like that when he said it. Add some life to an otherwise dull-looking ticket. A dead man in a suit, Herman Munster in drag, whatever. And you notice that two of them together was like pretty exciting. Two of them together.
They hugged. They were almost kissing.
Right. I thought they were going to do something.
Right. They're grinding.
12 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM on this Tuesday, the day after. Poor George had to work on the 4th of July holiday, but it really wasn't the 4th, so what can I say?
No, but it was still brutal.
Was it really? Is your company suffering from regulations and increased labor costs? Let Oasis Outsourcing help you when it comes to the people side of your business. Payroll administration, Fortune 500 company employee benefits, human resource services, and risk management are just a few of the services that Oasis Outsourcing can cover to help your business be more profitable. Call Oasis Outsourcing today for a free evaluation. Call toll-free 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747. With more than 60,000 employees worldwide, Oasis Outsourcing understands the many facets of human resource management, and outsourcing is being recognized by firms large and small as a powerful management choice, which lets you focus on your core business while leaving the operational details to Oasis Outsourcing. Let Oasis Outsourcing make your business more profitable. If you'd like a free evaluation, call 1-866-OASIS. I still feel like I'm like Elmer Fudd a little bit with that upper lip. Does it sound like that?
No.
That's 1-866-286-2747 for Oasis Outsourcing.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
It's Dave
Absolutely.
Miami town at 560 WQAM. Oh!
The F-bomb came out of Cheney's mouth. The F-bomb came out of Cheney's mouth. It is wrong, but he's not backing down. No regrets are coming from his mouth. Bet the Senate's ears must have been hurting. Don't ask Dick Cheney about Halliburton. Cause if you do, don't let a curse word slip. He should know when the ratings are low, keep it zip. You know the paddles must be near to start his heart. Start the CPR, except the mouth-to-mouth part. Cheney's mouth is really getting foul. They love profanity in the White House. Senator Leahy goes to pick on RBG. He showed us this week's charm when Dick Cheney dropped the F-bomb.
He might drop another one after he hears this story.
Oh, my God.
Vice President Dick Cheney faces criminal indictments for illegal activities while CEO of energy giant Halliburton, and also illegally intervened to secure a $7 billion no-bid contract for his former employer after his election to office. An analysis by the White House counsel's orifice concludes. The vice president is currently under investigation by French authorities for bribery, money laundering, and misuse of corporate assets, while at Halliburton also faces a U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission probe of a $180 million slush fund that may have been used to pay bribes. How do you like that?
Oh, my God.
Although the White House counsel analyzation is not available to the public because of the secrecy of attorney-client privilege, it has generated speculation among senior White House aides who suggest the vice president should step down as W's running mate for the November elections. Such talk has increased in GOP circles lately, with former New York Senator Al D'Amato yesterday calling on Bush to dump Cheney, to go take a big dump. Those who've read the analyzation say it presents a devastating case against the vice president and concludes that Cheney has violated both the spirit and intent of federal laws on conflict of interest. Even worse? Cheney... Even better, Cheney faces indictment by a French court on charges of bribery, money laundering, and misuse of corporate assets because of fraud associated with the construction of a $6 billion petrochemical plant built by Halliburton in Nigeria in partnership with Technip, one of France's largest petrochemical engineering companies. Cheney is under investigation by Judge Renaud van Rooyenbeek, one of France's most famous investigating magistrates. He's a legend in legal circles because of investigation into French campaign scandals in the 90s, resulting in multiple indictments and convictions of top officials. Because of Rooyenbeek's work in the case, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has opened an investigation into a $180 million slush fund that the French judge says was used to pay bribes. London attorney Jeffrey Tessler, a consultant to Halliburton, admitted under oath in May that he made payments from the fund to Albert Jack Stanley, president of Halliburton subsidiary Kellogg Brown & Root, and a longtime friend and associate of Cheney. The payments, Tessler said, were personally approved by Cheney, who headed Halliburton at the time. Although Cheney left his position at Halliburton before becoming VP, his financial disclosure statements show it continues to receive dividends from stock as well as deferred compensation from the company. At least $5 million in payments to Stanley from the fund were wired to a secret numbered bank account in Zurich, which Judge Rooyenbeek discovered belonged to the KBR president, Kellogg Brown & Root. Tessler also testified he paid another $350,000 to another KBR executive, William Chaudran, though through another secret bank account on the Isle of Jersey. And there's a lot more. I emailed it to Eric. It'll be on our website. Cheney faces criminal indictment.
All right.
How do you like that?
I'm rubbing it.
All right.
The lamp, that is.
Here's the first early returns on our poll. What's the most important issue to you in this year's election? Iraq, 20. Separation of church and state, 11. Freedom of speech, 10. Integrity, 5. Healthcare, 4. Decriminalization of pot, 3. I don't give a schmidt about anything, 3. Taxes, 1. Affirmative action, 1. Abortion, 1. Cuba policy, 1. And gay marriage has got the big...
Oh!
So far, out of the first 60 votes. Just a smattering. Just a little sample. Okay, let's get into the good stuff now, okay?
Okay.
So Monday, let's see, Tuesday morning. Now keep in mind, my mother had been in the hospital for a few days. And she had some gastrointestinal problems. She had pancreatitis, yada yada. Keep in mind also she was 91 years old. Monday, this past Monday, July 5th, was her 91st birthday, okay? Keep all of these things in mind.
Okay.
So Saturday night, I had this, like really having a car accident in your house, in your apartment, with my head hitting the end of my coffee table. I mean, I'm just a mess. In fact, I think a lot of times you get like a really minor concussion from that, but you're not really sure of it, and the bridge of your nose, and you can feel the pressure in your sinuses, and like all of these things. You know what I'm saying?
All of these things.
Right.
Sure.
So Tuesday morning, I wake up and planning on doing a show. Well, actually, when I went to bed Monday night, I thought, well, I'll see how my lip is healing up if I can actually speak for 4 hours, because when you have anything oral, no, not that. When you have anything oral, it's hard to speak for 4 hours because it irritates it even more. If it's a tongue thing, a mouth thing, or whatever.
Right. We're still talking about injuries, right?
Right. Okay. So Tuesday morning I wake up and I couldn't do it. Couldn't possibly do the show. So I call up Muff. I call up Miss Duff, an emotional cripple, at 7 o'clock, even though it was early in the morning, to alert you that I wasn't going to be doing the show on Tuesday. I go in my living room and sit down. 20 minutes later, the phone rings, and it's a call from my roommate John in Florida telling me that my mother passed away at 5 o'clock the previous afternoon. Now, see, there always are those people who want to tell you how you should feel, how you should react, what you should do and what you should think. I don't even know where to start on this because what has happened, today is only Thursday. She died on Monday, which was on her birthday, her 91st birthday. Let me just preface what I'm going to say by saying this. I can't speak for anybody else, but if I could live to be 91 and live in the kind of good health without any walker, without a wheelchair, without a cane, without a live-in nurse, without being in a nursing home, all of these things put together.
All of these things.
I would, kiss the ground right now. And I think most people would, too.
I'll take it.
Right? 91, good health, self-sufficient, driving your little car, going to the supermarket. And it was a kind of sudden thing. She had a massive heart attack, and that was the end. It wasn't as though she suffered for weeks and months. But I'm supposed to be grieving, I guess, and I'm supposed to be very depressed, and I'm supposed to be looking for everybody's sympathies and condolences, and I'm supposed to be going to the funeral this weekend, which I'm not going to be doing. And I know that there are going to be people saying, oh, my God, you're a bastard. What a heartless, cold-hearted bastard. We always knew it. You're not even going to your own mother's funeral. I don't go to funerals. The only funeral I'm going to be going to will be my own.
You sure?
Well, I might not even show up for that. Marlon Brando, they just had a very brief ceremony for him, and he was cremated, and that was it. And that's what I believe in. See, and I think I'm entitled to believe in whatever I want to believe, at least as of the moment, till they take that away, which they're working on. But and I called the Duff later on that morning, about 9 o'clock, and then I talked to George about 9:30, whatever it was.
About 30, man.
And passed along the news that my mother had passed away. And I said to George, don't say anything on the air about it. I'll talk about it myself on Thursday when I'm on the air. And you would have thought that would have been the end of it. Was it the end of it?
No.
Oh, that was only the beginning. Only the beginning. I get a call early that afternoon, Tuesday, from Fat Rich, my racetrack friend, Fat Rich. Yeah. How did Fat Rich find about it? Well, he called in about something, being the yenta that he is, and of course having
I have no life,
and called in. What was it all about when you were on the air?
His brother's stores.
His brother's adult stores,
head shops,
whatever they are. Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. I was talking about them, and he was.
You were talking about head shops?
Yes.
Oh my God! We'll never keep the license until July 19. So anyway, Fat Rich calls in. Now, I don't understand. If he called in, wasn't Josh sitting there on the other side of the window?
No, we didn't have an on-the-air conversation. He called my cell phone.
You're not letting me finish.
All right.
You're too defensive, and rightfully so. Wasn't Josh sitting there? You were sitting where I sit.
Right.
Where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you put Fat Rich on hold and spoke to him to tell him that my mother had passed away?
I'm trying to tell you. He didn't call on the air. He called my cell phone.
He called your cell phone?
Yes.
While you were on the air?
During a break. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And you passed it along to him. Meaning, of course, only the best of intentions, since Fat Rich and I are such close personal friends.
I'm
okay?
sorry.
That was only the beginning, all right? See, if I would have wanted... I have Fat Rich's phone number, believe it or not. I have his home phone number. I have his cell phone number. I could have called him or anybody else if I wanted to inform of that. If that would have been the end of it, I would have thought, well, it's one of those things, and he's a good guy. I've known him a long time, and yada yada, and that would be the end of it. Although, of course, he's probably got the biggest mouth of anybody you've ever met in your life. So by the time Fat Rich learned that my mother had passed away, probably everybody in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and maybe even Monroe counties was aware of it. Not that there's any problem with that, but I would prefer to handle these things in my own way as opposed to other people being yentas, with that kind of crap. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Okay.
Then I get a call yesterday afternoon from Jeff Rimmer, the former voice of the Panthers, who hates you like poison, by the way, Geldie. Hates you. Despises you. See, now that Rimmer's leaving, now he doesn't have to hold back anymore. Oh, here's a fax from Todd who says the movie is great. Well, we'll get to that eventually. I got a lot of heavy-duty personal crap to unload here today. I'm letting it all out. I'm holding absolutely nothing back. So here's Jeff Rimmer on the phone to tell me that he had a call from... Well, first he says, my condolences about your mother passing away. I said, well, how did you hear it? He had a call from Jeff Cohen at the Pizza Loft. Okay? I think that's a good point at which to take the break now. Just let the audience absorb that. He had a call from Jeff Cohen at the Pizza Loft to inform him that my mother had passed away. Are you following all of that?
Yeah, I'm connected.
Okay, well, start taking notes, and you can compile it into like a little whole article. Right. 28 after 10 at a really crazy place. You ain't heard nothing yet. It gets much better. I mean, the Duff and Clarence stuff is it's priceless. As a matter of fact, I just, to be on the safe side, if this ever plays. There's a long gap in there. They're both contemplating what they should be saying. Where the hell is it?
Did you wind up getting any more calls?
I beg your pardon?
Did you wind up getting any more calls?
28 after 10 at 560 WQAM. I've been telling you about A-Laser Recharge, the toner and recharge cartridge specialist for the past few weeks. A lot of you have called 1-800-287-9212, and you've saved a lot of money on your printing and office equipment supplies. For those of you who haven't called, why you be waiting? A-Laser Recharge has inkjets, thermocarbon paper, supplies. They provide service, support, and maintenance for most makes and models of machines to make them run like new again. When you call 1-800-287-9212, you'll deal with Just Bob, the sole owner, who's been supplying businesses in South Florida with what they need in most cases within 24 hours. A-Laser Recharge can save you up to 50% on new cartridges as compared to depot pricing. All the cartridges sold by A-Laser Recharge are remanufactured, not refilled. Anybody can sell you a cheap refilled cartridge, but you only get what you pay for. Remanufactured cartridges are the only smart way to go. A-Laser carries a complete line of cartridges for printers, copiers, and faxes, along with Brother and Xerox drums. A-Laser Recharge is part of their individualized service, offering a no-questions-asked satisfaction guarantee. So if you need toner, cartridges, anything else, pick up the phone and call Just Bob from A-Laser Recharge. It's a toll-free call, 1-800-287-9212. Log on to alaserrecharge.com or make that toll-free call today. You'll have what you need in no time at all. Call 1-800-287-9212.
And local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, jamming cash in a garbage can. Stuffing loot in his suit, right down next to the Spidey flute. Big bucks for Spider-Man. Finds a doc, who's an ock, cranking up all the Marvel stock. Total bliss, it can't miss. Number one at the box office. Big bucks for Spider-Man. Theaters will be packed to see him on the screen. No one cares, he can't act. It will make tons to dream. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, from the brain of a guy named Stan. He's got clout, there's no doubt. All of the movies, just watch out. Big bucks, movie houses are filling. He's gonna make a killing. Big bucks for Spider-Man.
All right. 10:33. I'm proud to say I did not see Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will not see any of them. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But you did, and I'm sure that you enjoyed it tremendously.
It was just fine.
Okay, just fine. Let's take a quick look at the poll before we go back and rip everybody an ass, which I just can't wait to do. In fact, maybe we ought to hear a little bit more of that tape. No.
Okay, good.
I better not. Long pauses.
I just walked around the building and asked them.
Seriously, this is WQM is not a radio station. It's not a place of business. It is a crazy house. I'm telling you right now. I'm not exaggerating. It's a place where there are a bunch of emotional cripples, crazy people going around. I was going to go make that sound with my lip, but I better not.
Don't.
The most important issue to you in this year's election, we got 141 votes already. Somebody cares about something. Iraq 43. Bad news we had this morning, more dead people in Iraq. Freedom of speech 24. Separation of church and state 21. Integrity 13. Oh, yeah, right. Healthcare 12. I don't give a schmidt about anything 10. Decriminalization of that wacky weed 6. Taxes 5. Abortion 3. Affirmative action 2. Cuba policy 1. And gay marriage. Maricon grande says uno. We got 1. Now, getting back to this thing with my mother dying. And with everybody else. See, I know that there are a lot of people out there, including people I work with, who think that I'm a heartless, cold-hearted son of a bitch. And that's fine, because one thing about me is that I'm consistent. I don't do things in my life to please other people, to make them get their approval. I do whatever I believe is right, okay?
Okay.
That's why I live my life. And so as a result, and there are some people who think, well, he's just a cold, miserable, cold-hearted son of a bitch who's not even going to go to his mother's funeral. He doesn't care about anybody, which of course is not true. And most of the people who say these things are people who don't know anything about me. They don't know me from mushy pupik, okay? Including most of the people in that building. Most of the people at WQAM, they know I'm a big fat slob and old and the kind of curmudgeon-y, and that's it. And that's all they know. That's all they know.
Well, they know you're gay.
I don't bond with them. I don't have dinner with them. I don't associate with them. I don't socialize with them. That is where I work sometime, although knock on wood, mostly here, far away from that place, from that sick, festering sewer of a place. And that's it. That's where I'll make my living. Tomorrow's payday, by the way, Clarence. He's already on it, on the case. And that's as far as it goes. So I had to call. Getting back to Jeff Cohen. Now, Jeff is a sponsor of Pizza Law for many, many years on this show. Maybe along with Pompano Park, the longest-standing sponsor I've had on this program. Dry Concept's been on over 20 years. I've had, knock on wood again, some really great loyal sponsors for a very long time. However, I would point out very quickly that the people who are my advertisers are just that, and some of them I know, some of them I don't even know personally. Some of them I know fairly well, some I know pretty well, like Jeff Cohen at Pizza Loft, who's a good guy, who is how do I describe that? How do you describe that relationship? A business associate friend. In other words, a sponsor/friend.
Right.
Not a close personal friend. See, I look at life this way. You have different levels of associations with people. You have people at work who you like, you don't like. You have people at work who you consider your working friends, like I consider George that, or Miguel, right. Or who else? Hank, Mad Dog, Joe Rose. I consider them to be like people I like at work. You know, Tommy. I don't know anything about where some of these people live. I don't go out and have dinner with them. I don't hang out with them. But I consider them to be working friends.
Right.
Okay? Jeff Cohen I consider to be, although he has tried very diligently over the years to inject himself more closely into my life. No, I'm not interested. But he's a business-type friend in terms of that we have a business relationship, and he's a good guy, and I like him, and, whatever. Right?
Right.
Am I explaining that well or not?
Sure, no, I get it.
Then you have people who you really care about a lot, people who you love, people that you consider to be really good friends you trust with your life, and I have a few people in that category, and then there are people who are like in between, like, for example, Fat Rich. I just mentioned that in passing.
I'm sorry.
Who are like friends, but not like your... See, you can't have a million closest friends.
Right.
That's like that deal about what are the 40 best Italian restaurants in South Florida. There can't be the 40 best. There can be 40 good ones, and you can have several good friends, but they can't all be your best friends, your closest friends that you care about the most. It's not possible. And I'm sure that's not just me. I'm sure that most people feel that way. Or am I wrong?
No, that's exactly the way it is.
Right. That's just life. Now, let me just also add one thing that I've said before, and that is in life you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, you cannot pick your relatives. And I'm not going to sit here on the heels of my mother passing away and do like an all-out assault about she was this and she was that. Suffice it to say, she lived a long, healthy life till the age of 91, and she died on her birthday, which is, I have a feeling that she wanted to outlive, my father lived till he was 90, miserable son of a bitch that he was, and I think that somewhere in her mind she must have thought, if I can just make it to 91, at least I'll have made it the year past that, even though he died a few years ago, I'll have made it the year past what that son of a bitch did. See what I'm saying?
Good work.
There you go. And she did it. But the ensuing response from inside of that building, from people who not only aren't my friends, but the general mangler, Greg Reed, who went on there, and I talk about it all the time, and he knows I'm onto him. I've been onto him before the first show I did on this radio station. He uses other people to be his conduit, to be his pimps, to be his go-betweens, to be his buffers, because he doesn't have an ounce of ability to have a personal relationship with most of the people that work there. Now, there's something I could say about that, but I guess I won't, because I need the job. But you know the kind of relationship I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was squeezing it. Blackhead on my nose. I'm having a good time.
So this newfound tremendous sympathy, and again, it was, I guess, sincere. He wanted to find out what the funeral arrangements are, and I faxed it to George to give to Duff yesterday, and that should have been the end of it. That should have been sufficient, but no, now comes a memo to everybody in the building, the Power 96 people, the QAM people, the janitor, everybody else in the building, that Neil's mother passed away and the services will be at such and such a time and yada yada, etc. and so on. Well, that wouldn't have been so bad. Again, the intentions were fine, and I was reminded of that many, many times by Duff and Clarence for about 35 minutes this morning before the show, plus in 2 almost tearful phone calls with Duff yesterday, who I guess is very nervous that we don't want to blame Greg because that'll make Duff look bad. Duff wants to take the fall on this, because there always has to be somebody to take the fall for Greg. Right, because Greg don't make mistakes, and Greg don't deal with people directly. It's either through Duff or through Clarence, or the both of them together, or through Barry Jackass. But never directly. He's not the kind of guy that's going to sit down with Joe Rose and say, hey, Joe, I know I've been screwing you over for all of these months and really been evading and avoiding, but let's sit down. He just can't do that. or look Hank in the face and say, well, I think you really were overboard with your comments about Screw-Ann. Let's sit down and talk like... He can't do that. It's always a crisis. Because he just doesn't have the capacity or the ability, especially when he's dealing with somebody he knows is onto him like I've been for a very long time. At any rate, I could just go on till 2 o'clock. I mean, I'm just getting started. Because I have no reason to hold anything back at all. I'm letting it all hang right out. And maybe I will. Kind of like, kind of put the cards right out there on the table so everybody understands. Right. Well, which they should. They should up front. I mean, you know where you stand with people who are there. Well, you know what the relationship is. You worked with me on this show for what, 10, 11, 12 years now?
It's going to be 14 in October.
14 years?
Yeah.
But we're not close personal friends.
We've had, like, 3 social dinners maybe.
Right, we've had dinners, which, of course, I bought.
Thank you.
But nevertheless, I mean, and that's about it. And not because I like George a lot, but I don't consider him a great friend on a personal level.
We're not interested in a lot of the same things.
Exactly. And some people just don't understand that. I don't consider Greg Reed a friend. I don't even consider him a working friend like some of the other people that I mentioned. I hope I didn't leave anybody out, but I don't even consider him on that level. I consider him like a necessary evil. He's just there. He has a title. He owns part of the radio station. But in terms of, you can't complain about my relationship with him because we don't have any. We don't have one. 10:42 at 5:60. Does it sound like I'm whining or something? I don't want to sound like And by the way, Geldie, Rimmer hates you like poison, not as much as I do. He thinks you're a little twerp, a little whining twerp. Okay, Geldie? Ow! Hey, by the way, speaking of the morning show, if you got an ugly bald spot, you can cover it up with a muskrat. You can cover it up with a mousy-looking piece. Sam Donaldson's got a bad piece, and look what happened at his ranch, right? Yeah, you look at him, it's a killer. But Charles Alfieri's got the best-looking hair going anywhere, because for more than 35 years, he's been doing it for guys with the most amazing natural hairline system on the planet. The most critical area of any hair system is that hairline, and Charlie's new skin-like hair system is so great it is 100% undetectable. And Charlie's guarantee to you is try a system for 30 days.
About 30, man.
If you could have seen what I just did when I played that undetectable, you would have just peed your pants. His guarantee is you try the system for a month. If after a month you don't love the way it looks and feels and smells, if everybody doesn't say, hey, you look pretty damn good, and you're not getting laid like at least 15, 20, 30 times an hour, return it for a full refund. What's not to like? Charlie also services and repairs existing hair systems, including shampoo and trim. So if you'd like to look younger and better than you ever thought you could again, forget about the pills, forget about those mousy-looking pieces. Get yourself a great-looking head of hair from the expert, Charles Alfieri. Call him toll-free. There's no obligation. 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413. Or check him out on the wicked World Wide Web at charlesalfieri.com.
Live and local. This is 560. Radio's all yours. WQAM. When a senior citizen gets cranky and wants to immediately find a restaurant that features an early bird special, Early Alerts Monitoring Center is on the line with links to menu information at the touch of a button.
I had a good meal at what I consider a fair price. Thank you, Early Alert.
Early Alert plugs right into your pacemaker and sends a gentle electrical current to your brain to remind you it's 4:30.
I've earned the right to impede rush hour traffic. Sometimes I get so mad when I'm polishing, my teeth fall out.
For a free brochure that lists all the services of Early Alert, call 1-800. It's our time today. That's 1-800.
It's our time.
Oi! 10:48 at 560 WQAM. Here's a great fax from Gregory in Coral Springs, who says, although I don't have an income anywhere near yours, I too have supported my mom, providing her with a nice little villa and a spiffy little car so she can try to live a life. I've also wondered about what to do when she dies, as my view of religion/God/afterlife seems similar to yours. It's all a man-made fiction. And you are, of course,
absolutely correct, sir.
I think that I'll go to her funeral. She leaves another son, my worthless brother, 2 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. They all want a funeral, and since I love them, I'll go to her funeral. After all, don't they say a funeral is for the living? But I'll say this, if I was Mom's sole survivor, I would not go to Mom's funeral. Why should I? It means nothing to me, although my mom meant everything to me, he says. Wow. So don't pay any attention to your critics. It makes them feel good if they can try to make you feel bad. That's the real agenda, says Gregory. Well, my mom did not mean everything to me, so we part on that, Gregory. And, of course, there are some people who are that close with their mothers or their fathers, although usually the mother, right?
Usually.
Because fathers generally are bastards. I don't know why that is, but generally speaking, they turn out to be really no good.
Right.
But as far as the other people, it's a private ceremony. See, and that's why I immediately panicked, because when Jeff Cohen is calling Jeff Rimmer, and this one is calling that one, and the way that came about is because Skippy in our sales department, who's a real moron, and by the way, I want to apologize to every moron on the face of the globe, because calling him a moron is an insult to all you real morons out there, but I can't find a better word that I can say. Well, speaking of words that I can say, I listened on cue to the next part of that tape. It's a good thing. Something told me, a little birdie told me, whispered in my ear, said, no, because I did blurt out a Dick Cheney F word there. So I listened to it on cue when I was telling Duff about this. Here's Skippy, takes this memo and now starts, I don't know who else he may have called, calling sponsors to tell them that Neil's mother passed away. Seriously, if I had a baseball bat and I were there, I'd like to just smash him right in the head. I mean, what a moron. Have I ever seen him outside the building?
No.
Do I have anything to do with Skippy?
No.
Do I want anything to do with Skippy?
No.
Did he know my mother?
No.
Nothing. He's a quisling. He's an imbecile. He's a simpleton. And he's making fun. See, this is what... See, here's the way I would have done it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Just stop and think about this.
Okay.
If I'm the general manager, and one of my talent, one of my people, their mother passes away, what I would have done is I would have gotten somebody to go out and buy a sympathy card, a nice card, have the people in the building who wanted to sign it, which I'm sure wouldn't be everybody, and that's fine. Whoever wanted to sign it, maybe put a little note, and then mail it to that person. Which, if they wanted to send it to me here, they could have FedExed it to me, or overnight I could have had it the next day. It would have been timely, and it would have been appreciated, and that would have been it. Instead of making a big, emotional deal, here's a memo. Everything Greg has to put a memo. And then, of course, once I found out about this, I called Duff yesterday, our operations mangler, such as she is, and I just went ballistic. Because I'm thinking, I said to Rimmer, I said, is Jeff Cohen going to be sending pepperoni pizzas to my mother's funeral?
If you ask him to.
Is he going to open up the box and slip a slice in there as a kind of a parting gift? Something to take with her? You see, the fact of the matter is, there isn't any reason for anything to be sent because there isn't going to be anybody there who knows any of these people. There will be maybe 5 or 6 people there. It's a private ceremony. The public is not invited. And that's the end of it. Period. There's nothing to be involved with. All of her friends from Carriage Hills in Hollywood had preceded her. She always used to joke about that she outlived all her friends. They all died.
Nice work.
There you go. And I'll say it again, regardless of how she and I related. And I always wondered, you wonder these things. I wondered how I actually honestly would feel the day that she died. In other words, you can assume what your reaction is going to be, but you never know for sure.
I wonder.
And I was told, John told me that she passed away, that he had a phone call, and I sat there and that's that. Now, if that makes me a cold, heartless son of a bitch, so be it. I really don't care, because that's the one good thing I have going for me is I don't give a flying crap about what anybody else thinks. I don't live my life to please other people, especially to please people I don't even know. And I have no guilt feelings about my mother. I took damn good care of her. I bought her the condo that she lived in because of the fact that she was in a panic that she and her temperamental sister were going to get into an argument, and her sister, who she was paying rent to with her millions and millions of dollars, might throw her out on the street someday. She was actually in a panic about that.
Really?
Because the two of them were like fire and water together, always like screaming and carrying on. And so as a result, as you know, I bought the condo, and she didn't have to worry about that. I bought her a little car for cash, that she didn't have any car payments. Took care of her with cash every month to make sure she wasn't wanting for anything. Paid the condo fees on the condominium. All of these things. Not that I'm patting myself on the back, but I have no bad feelings about what I did to support my mother. I did whatever I could, whatever she needed. She was never wanting anything.
You visited her more often than most people visit their parents.
There you go. When I was in town, always once a week. And believe me, an hour was plenty. I mean, she just happened to be... You can say it was always with good intentions, but you know what they say about good intentions going to hell in a handbasket, whatever that's saying. But annoying. She was annoying. She was a kvetch. She was always pins and needles. Everything was like a crisis. And then, of course, her favorite thing, which I'm sure contributed to her, I'm not going to say early demise, because 91 is pretty damn long. But the fact of the matter is, she was always bragging about the fact that she had taken a laxative every day of her life since she was a teenager. So those people who say life is a pile of crap, maybe there's a point there somewhere. But I mean, that was her life was bowel movements. I mean, that really is that really sums it up pretty well.
You got to have something.
Right. Everybody has something, and her life was bowel movements or trying to find a way to stimulate them or create them or something. And that was the thing. So, like I said, Jeff Cohen would certainly not be known at the end. And I started having visions of sugar plums because I have no way of knowing. Now, after my call to Duff, who called me back not once but twice to apologize, to make sure that I realized that Greg Reed had good intentions in putting out that memo.
I apologize.
Right. I really have no way of knowing how many other salespeople called sponsors, called this one, told that one, or what any of these people planned, because quite frankly, it's a personal thing, and it wasn't anybody's damn business, which is why I planned to talk about it on the air. If I'd have worked on Tuesday, I would have talked about it on Tuesday, but my lip was a little too funky on Tuesday, and I couldn't have worked. Did I shed any tears?
No.
Am I like an emotional cripple?
No.
In fact, what's getting me is the fact that some of these other people, some of the other emotional cripples in that building, are having a more spastic reaction to my mother's passing at the age of 91 than I'm having. I'm not in the least bit spastic. I mean, look how lucky I was in retrospect. Look how lucky that she didn't have to go into a nursing home. They didn't have to hire a private nurse. That all from a financial standpoint and emotional, all of the things that go in. She never walked with a walker, with a wheelchair, with a cane, not one day of her life. So if there are people out there who want to be morbid, or if there are people inside the radio station who want to be morbid and gnash their teeth and wail, and I do know that we have a couple who are emotional cripples, and that's an understatement, have a good time. Have a good cry. Have a good geschrei, okay? But I'm not going to be doing it. And I don't apologize to anybody. And some of these things I'm saying, because I know in advance, you know up front, what some people are saying. And you know what? I couldn't care less. I couldn't care if they're having a scheduled meeting at 3 this afternoon in the building so everybody can sit around and talk about what a heartless, cruel, unappreciative bastard Neil Rogers is. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. I couldn't care less. And that's a good lesson for people. Don't live your life based on what other people will think of you, because that's a bad way to make decisions. Right?
Jimmy Crack Corn.
How many people do we know who do that? Oh, well, what's so-and-so going to think? Or how's it going to look?
Right.
How's it going to look if Neil doesn't show up at his mom's funeral? What are people going to say? And you know something? To prove my point, nobody had to know this because it's a private ceremony.
Right. I
could have easily flown in Sunday morning, gone to the funeral, and then flown back here on Sunday night or Monday. Nobody would have known the difference. But I'm telling you that I will not be there. So, not that I don't appreciate people's condolences. I mean, it's very nice. Like Troy Stratford came in this morning. Fat Boy came in this morning after he finished his usual...
Hiya, Pally!
And give me their... And that's fine. That's nice. I appreciate it. I'm sure it's sincere. And that's fine. That's all you need to do. But to create the crisis, the neurotic crisis that's going on in that radio station, especially with a couple of people... And basically what it boils down to is that Greg couldn't pick up the phone himself and call here and say, gee, Neil, I'm sorry to hear. Is there anything we can do? That would have been a nice gesture, right? He can't do it. He cannot do it. You want me to tell you the last time Greg Reed called here?
I know.
You know.
I do.
He called after the ratings had just come out. I forget, it's, 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. 2.5 years ago? A couple years ago.
Thereabouts.
To congratulate me on the ratings, which was just a bogus excuse for the real reason he was calling, the real reason being to inform me that he's decided to terminate George Rodriguez. Because that was back in the day when your close personal friend, Moe Howard David, was going to try to get you, not just trying to get you fired. And, of course, the best part of that whole deal is that they all lied. Oh, Moe had nothing to do with that because he was making all kinds of threats, veiled and not so veiled, and he was whipping his hairpiece off and flipping it around. The muskrat was baring its teeth.
It's him or me.
Right. And that was the last time he called him, and I said, no, I don't think so. Not even, because George emailed me or sent me faxes of some hostile emails that Moe got from the audience, and we did some funny stuff on it because somebody don't have a sense of humor. My good friend Moe.
Absolutely.
Finally has seen the light. Finally seen who the real evildoers are in that building.
Ow!
The real backstabbers.
Ow!
10:58. Am I rambling? Good.
No, it's good stuff.
Is it really?
Sure.
I'm just letting it all out. I don't like making the whole show into a big personal thing, but it just disturbs the crap out of me that there are people there who have the chutzpah, the gall. And Jeff Cohen, you know, Jeff, you're a good guy. I like you, and you're a fine, loyal sponsor, and you got a good place there. But that's about as far as it goes. You see what I'm saying?
What are you saying?
We're not buds. We're not like real tight buddies, and we don't hang out together, and I don't want to go to concerts with him, and I don't want to give him this phone number here, all of these things. He's a good guy, and I like him a lot. And that's about it. That's where it ends. Because there are times when people have a misplaced sense of where they are in your life. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's probably a good idea that I just kind of lay the cards on the table today and let people know that screw them. 10:58 at 560 WQAM. If you're on the Atkins diet, South Beach, Sugar Busters are a low-carb, sugar-free diet of any kind, like most people are. The Alliance of West Boca is a story you're going to love because they've helped thousands of low-carb dieters achieve their weight loss goals. Today, shopping for the right low-carb products has become a real pain in the ass because most of the so-called low-carb products on the grocery store shelves aren't really low-carb at all, and they won't help you lose weight. Don't sabotage your weight loss goals. Come into Delights of West Boca. They'll help you stay on the right track with hundreds of the best-tasting, lowest-carb products, and you can try them before you buy them. They have a knowledgeable staff. They're open daily till 10. And don't forget their guaranteed lowest price policy on all Atkins, Carbolite, and Pure D-Light products. Delights of West Boca will not be undersold. They're located on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, right next to Boston Market, or call them toll-free at 1-877-LOW-CARB. That's with a W. 1-877-LOWCARB, or on the web at lowcarb.com. Don't forget, Delights of West Boca is your one and only official Atkins retail center.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm over here.
See Mary Kate looking so petite, but getting help to deal with her disease. Till a time you will never find her ingesting anything. One twin don't eat, one twin don't eat, one twin don't eat. Yeah, one twin don't eat. Mary Kate Ashley is a fool, 'cause she eats and still is passing stool. All it takes is open in your mouth and let the food go south. One twin don't eat, one twin don't eat, one twin don't eat. Yeah, one twin don't eat. One twin don't eat. Eat something sweet, everybody. Feed her some meat. Did you hear that? One twin don't eat.
11:04, that's all bogus. George said he's been talking about that, and it's all a bunch of crap. Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen lost their God Milk magazine ad campaign.
Well, although we salvaged one, Miguel did, and we posted it. It's even funnier because of the white stuff on their lip there.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I'm not touching that. Mary Kate recently entered a treatment program for what her publicist called a health-related issue, and of course they tried to pass off that it was anorexia, but guess what? The institution that she the treatment center, had nothing to do with weight loss or with anorexia, with any of those weight-related problems. It has to do with addiction, abuse to heroin and coke and substance abuse, things like that. So I just mentioned that in passing, because things very rarely are what they ever seem to be. Here's a good fact and a good point. It says all the issues on your poll are important, but they take second place to getting rid of the Bush administration. How about getting rid of Bush? How's that? Should we put that on there, Josh?
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's get around there. Getting rid of Bush. And a lot of people would say, oh, I'd like to change my vote now. That's okay. We needed some for the other categories. Because the poll question is so far, what's the most important issue to you in this year's election? Iraq, 84. Separation of church and state, 41. Freedom of speech, 39. Integrity, 25. Healthcare, 22. I don't give a schmidt about anything, 21. Taxes, 13. Decriminalization of marijuana, 10. Abortion, 4. Affirmative action, 3. Cuba policy, 3. And gay marriage, 2. Not a big issue. Not a big simus, although Bill Frist is going to stick that. They're going to bring that in the Senate and try to embarrass the Democrats with that. Good old Bill Frist. Well, I think does something with his fist.
What?
Can't tell you.
Okay.
Has something to do with
rectum.
Here's a fax from Sean, who says, I was saddened to hear about your mom. Now, see, first of all, why is he saddened to hear that? See, I don't understand that.
One of those things people say.
But why?
I don't know.
He says, please accept my deepest sympathies. See, Sean, you're a great faxer, and I'm sure a good guy, but I don't want sympathies. In fact, it's like a celebration of a long life lived. See what I'm saying?
Right.
See, people cannot deal with death. This is the reason the world is in the shape it's in today. That's why we got all these hocus-pocus religions.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got all these people making up all this bull crap. And that's why we got all these people talking to people on the other side. Jonathan Edwards, not to be confused with John Edwards. And it's all bull crap because everybody wants, after death, near-death experiences, all this. Again, let me tell you something. The next time you step on an ant or a cockroach, I got one ant I'd like to step on. She'll be at the funeral. Next time you step on an ant or a cockroach and you look at it and it lays there, or next time you have to put a pet to sleep. Oh, and you know something? I'm waiting, when I start taking calls, I'm waiting for your little Julios to be calling in. Remember when my golden retriever, I had to put him to sleep?
Right.
And the call was, dog's okay. I'm waiting for the call. Mom, okay? That's coming. That one's coming. I'm ahead of you guys. Anyway, Sean says, please accept my deepest sympathies. You're obviously a good son. Now that she's gone to that big early bird in the sky, think back on what she gave you. Your contemporaries have to pay a team of writers to come close to the amount of material she provided the Neil Rogers Show for free. Every time you're experiencing the after effects of hamburger cooked in butter, think of her. Thank you, Sean. In other words, like next time you go to Fuddruckers and they butter the bun, and all of a sudden they butter the bun and you have to make a quick run.
And
you just hope that the magic bowl is unoccupied. That's true. The last spastic episode I had from her was on the day that I started my vacation last month in June. It was on a Friday, which I used to take those Fridays off all the time when I'd go like to Europe and stuff, but I figured why the hell not take it, even though I didn't go anywhere. And so I took off on a Friday, June whatever it was, 10th, something like that, about a month ago. George worked the show. And so she's listening, of course, even though she used to lie like crazy about whether she listened or not. She didn't listen. But she could tell you everything that was just like a lot of other people we know. They didn't listen, but they could tell you chapter and verse what was said. And about 10 minutes after 10 that morning, George is doing the show. I'm sitting there minding my own business watching TV, and the phone rings, and there she is.
Nels, what's wrong?
That call right there in just a few seconds, I think, summarizes my mother. Right there. That's all you really need to know.
Nels, what's wrong?
Gloom and doom. Gloom and doom. That was her. She could take the brightest, you could win $1 million in the lottery, and she'd be worried about what you were going to do with it, about where you were going to hide it, or were you going to blow it all spending it on something. No matter how positive it was, she could always find some negatory thing about it.
It's a talent.
It really is.
I know
she had
like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to say it again. One of the biggest myths, one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life, and I hear it all the time, it's very, because very few people have an original thought in their head. So they tend to live by repeating a lot of stupid cliches that they hear from other people. Oh, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
That's one of the most... Oh, yeah.
Sure.
That's one of everybody's favorites. Blood is thicker than water. In other words, as long as you're related to somebody by accident, nothing that you chose to do, but you happen to be related to somebody, therefore, they're closer than any other people could possibly be, because there's that blood relation. Well, I can understand that if they happen to be great people, if there's a great love there, that's fine. But that's just the luck of the draw. You can, like I said before, you can pick your nose, you can pick your
rectum,
pick your friends, but you cannot pick your relatives. It's the luck of the draw. And so the idea that just because somebody is related to you, therefore you have to have this great, wonderful love or feeling for them is ridiculous. You have to deal with them based on how they relate to you, what kind of person they are, and like anybody else. Like you would with somebody you met on a bus somewhere, anywhere. Right?
Right.
Oh, no, blood is thicker than water. Right. And again, I'm not going to change anybody's mind about that. I really don't care. I'm just expressing to you how I feel, and I know, like, all through my life, I'm the oddball, way out there on the limb, but I don't care about that. I just refuse to say or do things because it's supposed to be the thing to say or the thing to be done. I don't give a crap about that. Oh, but you're supposed to be all broken up. You should be having a nervous breakdown there now. You should be an emotional cripple like some of the people you work with. You should be coming unglued, come apart at the seams, and coming to work crying every day for days on end because your mother passed away at the age of 91. I don't think so. I mean, to each its own. People have different psychological makeups. Some people are very emotional. Some people are not. Some people cry at weddings. Some people cry when they have a good bowel movement. I don't know.
It's really good.
If it's really good, I don't cry. I high-five myself. I high-five the bull. I ride, Anyway, I'm just rambling on, but the thing about... And then I could go to the thing about the friends thing. I could do the whole show on that today if I wanted to, because I think it's time in my life. I'm 61 years old, almost 62, and it's time in my life to just make people understand there are some people I care about a very, very great deal. I do everything in my power to help those people and do whatever I can. And then there are other people who are friends. But when you delude yourself, for example, Rimmer, one of his favorite lines that he used to say, oh, I'm your best friend. Hey, buddy, you're not my best friend. And I've told him that, right? I'm not telling tales on the air, Because I'll tell anybody right to their face whatever I'll say on the air. Unlike Greg, who can't tell anybody anything to their face. He's not my best friend. He's a good friend, even though you find him incredibly annoying, and I understand that, and for good reason, because he's a cheapskate and a bullcrap artist. But he's a good guy. He's got his qualities. I haven't figured out what they are yet. But his wife is a sweetheart. She's great. You don't know his wife.
Who, Pharrell?
Rimmer.
Yeah, I met
Pharrell?
What's her name? Rimmer's wife.
Oh, Farrell. Oh,
right.
I thought you were, I didn't get it.
She hates me, remember? Because I met her once and I thought she was very nice, but then she heard me rip Rimmer and now she hates me.
Oh, that's right. You made her cry.
Right.
Well,
so I hate her back.
No, you don't. That's a terrible thing to say. You don't even know her. Don't hate her back. She just, it's a radio show. She didn't understand that. Even when I was doing it, she went in, she just cries easy. And if you were married to him, you might do the same.
High and low. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Every day the news is morning, we have a yellow light. That must mean they have something to hide. That's how they manipulate headlines with screaming any kind of subterfuge is useful, like a yellow light designed by the corporate media right. And that's why we have a yellow light. Can't explain the meaning of what these lights do. So Coleridge sits at his desk with a set of blow pens and noodles cartoons. Anytime they want to confuse the news, they have a yellow light. What's that mean? Something they can't define. That's why we have a yellow light, a big light. Anytime they want to confuse.
Well, there's Tom Ridge now, man. He sure inspires confidence, don't he?
No.
There's Tom Ridge.
More are due to come online by the end of the year.
There you go. And, of course, isn't it interesting, on the day when the latest polls that came out, one of the polls shows that Bush and Cheney are 8 points behind the Kerry Edwards team, 49-41, with Nader getting a couple of points. A couple of others show it closer than that. But one of the polls shows that the Edwards choice by Kerry has goosed him up quite a bit.
Right.
So it's probably only a coincidence when you think that Tom Ridge is standing there now saying that Al-Qaeda may be entering the operational or planning phase of an attack before the election in November. Tom Ridge is making that warning right now as we speak.
Locations.
Yeah. No new specific intelligence exists, however, and Ridge is not announcing that he's raising the national color-coded threat level beyond yellow or the elevated level. But like Michael Moore said in Fahrenheit 9/11, and like I said in the last hour, keep him on a state of panic, man. Keep him scared. It was not immediately clear how the assessment of existing intelligence has led Ridge to his remarks. Senate Majority Leader, the unctuous Bill Fist of Tennessee, said the intelligence was very nonspecific, and there was no reason for panic, no reason for paralysis, no reason to, pee in your pants. In fact, this is the best part. I mean, anybody with a half a brain ought to stop and think about this. Here's what he said. This is not a major announcement, it's just a fact. The reality is of increased risk here in the homeland over the next several weeks and the next several months. There is no specific intelligence of a planned attack on either of the major political conventions or anything. Just stay panicky, okay? So the obvious question that should come to your mind if you have an IQ larger than your thumbnail is,
Why?
Yeah.
In case you forgot.
Right. Just in case you forgot, stay on edge. Don't go into a whole panic and call me up and say, Nels, what's wrong? Don't do that. But just keep an eye on it, okay? Keep an eye peeled. God, it is so obvious. They're so transparent what they're doing. They're so desperate. And the Cheney stuff that's coming down, all I can say to that is,
all right.
Oh, yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. The vice president, these were the people that were going to restore morality and decency to the White House. Some of the biggest crooks that ever came down the pike. And when they break the polling down and they show, for example, white males, that's the thing that just, it's astonishing to me. Bush is ahead in white males, I think it was 53 to 38%.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the white ones, the smart ones.
They are? Yeah, but you're forgetting where a whole lot of them live.
Oh, no, I don't forget. I visit them often.
You saw that map before the show, those red states?
Those
right.
redneck states?
There you go. The Commission, the FCC, today launched a proceeding proposing a rule that would require all radio and TV broadcasters to record and maintain copies of broadcasts for a set period of time that could be used to help it process indecency complaints 60 or 90 days. Got that tape rolling?
Oh, yeah, I'm rolling one now.
How about the tape?
Oh.
No?
You had a brain lag.
I got this tape.
Careful.
No, I'm way back in the beginning of it now. What is it, Duff? Duff, speak to me.
Did you not get any more calls?
Anyway, the FCC requires complainants to submit either recordings or transcripts of broadcasts, some of them, of course, being professional complainants. Oh, it was disgusting, it was filthy, I'm complaining, it pissed me off. A process that many, including FCC Commissioner Michael Copps, have complained is too burdensome on listeners, so the onus has to be on us broadcasters that we're going to have to be recording broadcasts and keeping them for 60 or 90 days. How do you like that? How long do we keep them as it is?
We don't.
We don't keep them?
We don't make them, we don't keep them.
I see. Well, we certainly don't provide them to anybody. We don't do tapes, including for the sales department. We don't do tapes, you idiots. 5670560. We should probably take a few calls now, right?
Yeah, whatever.
So we can get to some of those idiots. 5670560 pound 5. Well, that's another thing. I don't want to get started on him, but I will anyway. I'll give you a good example. If, for example, I got a sympathy card from Moe Howard David, you know what I mean? Do you think that would have any significance to me?
You wouldn't frame it?
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
I mean, in spite of the fact that I'm trying to, coexist with him now, I find him to be one of the most repugnant creatures. I was going to say human beings, but that would be a stretch. One of the most repugnant creatures I've ever encountered in my life. He's tried to get everybody fired there except the janitor, and he'll probably be working on him next. Because he ain't cleaning up the droppings from the rodent well enough. I mean, this is a guy who's tried to screw with my career, tried to get George fired, anybody that worked on that show who looked at him cross-eyed, and this guy really believes that it would have, and of course he didn't, I'm not saying that he did, and I'm sure that you probably have a whole bunch of sympathy cards there in my mailbox, right, in the box?
No.
No. Are there any?
No.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. That is the way you do it. Not putting out a memo so that the salespeople can start calling people and inviting folks to show up at my mother's funeral, people who never even knew her. She wouldn't know them from Ishkabibble, from anybody. We're dealing with people who are just, well, if I were to say that it's not a people place, would that be an understatement of the century?
That's funny.
WQAM is not a people place.
It's a crazy people place.
There you go. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good?
Good. First of all, congratulations on 91 years with your mom. That's great.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it.
Okay. Listen, I was watching Crossfire the other day, and they put up that other grid chart. You know, the colored one, which states mainly vote Republican or Democrat, no matter who the politician is.
Yeah.
And the last three elections, they showed how Florida, they were talking about how Florida had a key in it. How, you know, for 2 years it was a Democratic vote, and Clinton got in, and last year it was a bogus Republican vote, and it got in. And that's why I thought that Kerry picking Everett was bad. I thought if he took Graham, I think he would have locked up Florida, which actually would win him the presidential. I just thought.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about the cosmetics of the public, about the mentality of the public. I mean, John Kerry and Bob Graham, as much as I like Bobby Graham, on stage together would have been like watching people in a mausoleum. You know what I'm saying?
I know they're both dead
men in a suit. You know.
But it ain't about, you know, character no longer exists in it. People go vote no matter what they vote, you know. They don't care about issues. They care about issues. A man would have never been elected to begin with. You know?
Well, good luck to us, Pally. I'll see you at the polls early and often.
You got it, Neil.
Okay, Pally. 5670560, pound 560, and it's amazing. Look at this. Getting rid of Bush has only been on there for a couple of minutes. It's already in second place as far as the priorities of this audience. 45, look at that, 52 votes. It's going to pass Iraq like them ragheads are standing still. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, I want to speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil.
Yes.
Neil Rogers.
Yours truly, yes.
Huh?
That's me. What can I do for you, sir? You seem to be having difficulties. Spell it out.
You sure I got the right deal here? You're answering your own phone calls now?
Yes, that's correct. I answer the phone. I mean, they pay me enough.
Okay, Neil, it is you. Now, usually they screen it first.
No,
hey, about the mother thing, I just want to, I concur with what you were saying about how you're supposed to act just because it was your mother or father.
Mm-hmm.
I had my mother called me, I think I spoke to her about 3 weeks ago. She called me and asked me, you didn't even call me on Mother's Day, she said to me.
Oh, yeah.
Instead she goes on to tell me how embarrassed she was in front of her friends, this and that. She lives in New Jersey.
Well, what did she do? Have her friends sitting around all day waiting for the phone to ring? Is that it?
I guess. I don't know. And I went on to say to her, I said, well, Mom, I haven't heard from you for the last 6 birthdays. But forget about me, because I'm used to that. I have an 11-year-old daughter. I don't think she's ever even received a birthday card from me. You know what her response was? Well, she's never called me on my birthday either. Exactly, right?
Oh,
right?
Man.
Hey, and that's the truth. On a brighter note, on a different note, I had a roommate, that used to have the hots for that lived with me. His name was Patrick. I don't know if you remember, big hockey fan. Used to come and see you at the radio station once in a while.
No.
You don't remember him, Pat?
No, don't.
You don't? Okay, because he was my roommate, best roommate I ever had. He was a straight guy, though, but always poke about you. Anyway, have a good day, Neil.
Well, bring Patrick back for a visit, okay, real soon.
Okay, yeah, you used to talk about him on the radio all the time, too. He was my roommate for like 2 years.
How long ago was this?
This was about, it could be, and he was a good-looking guy. All he would do is, the best roommate I had.
No, but I say, how long ago was this?
Probably about 7 years ago.
Well, there you go.
I guess you can't remember them all.
When you're old and feeble like me, I'm lucky to remember where I was yesterday. Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great day.
Talk to you later. Bye.
27 past 11 at 560 WQAM. And I guess I probably should spend at least an hour or two on some of my relatives, shouldn't I?
Yeah, why not? While you're at it.
Maybe I will.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM. Absolutely.
Howard Dean screams a lot. John Edwards, Kennedy, Al Sharpton, Duckett, John Travolta, Simon Cowell, Earnhardt Jr., Colin Powell, Tim Robbins, Sue Sarandon, and Osama bin Laden. Bill Maher, Carrot Top, Michael Moore, and Harry Potter, Nelly, and Saddam Hussein, and there's Pinky and the Brain. Olsen twins are Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, or Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, or Will Smith, Madonna for the heck of it. Al Roker, Schwarzenegger, Kobe Bryant from the Lakers, Mel Gibson, Ben Affleck, he just needs a sidekick. Who's Kerry gonna hire? Pretty soon we'll be knowing which queen he's chosen. Who's Kerry gonna hire? Better not be a wuss, or they won't be George Bush.
Well, we know. I wanted to play the bit because I like the bit. I never played it before. But we already know the answer. John Edwards, baby. He the man. I noticed on the Fudge Report, it says, it's got a picture of Kerry and Edwards. Can't keep their hands off each other. I think Miss Fudge is getting a little excited.
Jealous?
Maybe jealous. Maybe you'd like to do John Edwards, huh?
I'll bet.
Come on, Matt. What do you say, Miss Fudge? Come out wherever you are, you little screamer. And by the way, Hillary didn't get it. Hillary didn't get it. How do you like that? Remember that a few days ago? He had the flashing lights on there and the buzz around Washington is Hillary's going to be the pick. Word that I'm hearing is that she was never even considered. There was never any discussion about her. How do you like that? Not another mistake on a Fudge Report.
Yes.
Oh, man. With the big flashing lights like Kerry and the intern, that big scandal that never happened.
Yes.
What an idiot. What a little self-hating, quizzling fag. Here's a fact that says almost every day, thank you, by the way, Catherine in Miami, for nice facts. Almost every day I listen to the show, and at night my boyfriend reads me stories off your awesome website. No matter what happens that day, I always feel a little bit better hearing you. Does that sound a little funky? Well, it's the best I can do with my messed up lip.
Don't do it again.
And maybe, doctor, you can tell me about the kneecap, when you scrape your knee.
Yeah,
why does it scab up around the perimeter, around the edges, and then the inside is still like, ooh?
That I can't tell you. I don't know.
Well, why not?
Sorry.
You're supposed to know about those things.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
But isn't that correct? That's the way it works.
Typically.
It's okay. I got like polysporin smeared all over it. Polysporin is good stuff. I never even knew that till recently. It's excellent.
I'll have to go get some.
Just smear some wherever you
Right.
feel like a little ache or pain, or maybe even in your
Rectum.
can't hurt.
On my boil.
Anyway, Catherine said, "Oh yeah, my boil is coming along beautifully, and it is not a cyst, it is not a tumor, it was a boil, and I pricked it." Anyway,
Yeah.
Catherine says, "I work at the Outback and recently did my own poll. I asked everyone that works there which way they would vote in November. Over 2/3 of them were either not registered or not voting and didn't care. Didn't care. Well, what do you expect at the Outback? Even some of them asked me, why are you? Luckily, a few said they were willing to learn more about both candidates, so I gave them some info, including your website. Thanks for fighting for lesser of evils, Neil, and you got your thumb right on it, Catherine. That's exactly the way I describe it. P.S. Just wanted to turn you on to a couple of new releases. Spartan. Well, that must be about Michael Moore. And Fog of War documentary. Also an old flick, Boondock Saints. William Defoe rocks. Morrissey has a new CD called You Are the Quarry. It's great. And lastly, a poll suggestion. What one element began the downfall of civilization, and what's the only thing that can save humanity? I'll tell you the answer to the first question. Religion. That was the beginning of the end. Is there any debate on that?
Nope.
That was the beginning of the end. And again, what does religion stem from? Fear of death. Like Madeleine O'Hare used to say before she was sliced up into pieces, like she used to say on my show all the time, religion without a hell isn't worth a damn. And what a great way to put it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're going to burn in hell. How often do we get that from these lunatics out there? You guys are going to burn in hell, you pervert, yada, 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 all this other crap. I've been checking real closely in spite of that Jonathan Edwards from the Other Side show, which I think they finally took off, I hope.
They keep moving it and burying it deeper into the night.
They ought to bury him, see if he comes back. But I don't see any a whole bunch of folks coming back. Do you?
No, just Jesus.
And then, of course, we have to deal with the ghosts, ghosts and gremlins and goblins, because that, of course, perpetuates all of this baloney. I don't understand. I mean, I guess most people would like to live forever in good health, but that just isn't the way it works out. It's just not nature. It don't work that way.
Damn it.
Yeah. We like to look like when we were about 20 or 25 and lived about 400 years old and in good health and with no disease and no illness and no aches and pains, but the Lord works in mysterious ways. What can I tell you? He's punishing us for something that a bunch of people did thousands of years ago, according to the crazy people that believe this garbage. And then, and you know something? I'm diddling around here, and I must, the Spirit of Christ compels me to get to the story about the Portland, Oregon Church, the Archdiocese.
Right.
Filing for bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. See, this is the new scam. They talked about this on the Deborah Norville show, which I and a few other people watched last night. Because I'm channel surfing. I'm really not that crazy about watching whatever else is on 9 to 10. Oh, King had on Gene Hackman, which I like Gene Hackman, but I don't want to see him on that show. Right. I don't want to see that crap. Oh, and guess what? John Kerry and his wife will be on with King tonight. Those people who can stand Larry.
Uh-huh.
For the hour, John and what's her name?
No, I don't know.
I hate to say this, and of course I've been picking on him a lot, and people are going to be upset about that. Well, I'm just telling you the way I see it. She looks like a mess for a woman who's worth $1 billion. No, seriously, she always looks like she just fell out of the sack.
Carrie's wife or Edwards?
She's worth $1 billion. What?
You're talking about Carrie's wife, right?
No, Edwards' wife looks like his mother.
Right, yeah.
She looks like she's old enough to be his mother, because he's 51, but he looks like about 35.
She is old enough to be his mother.
Is she really?
She's really old. She looks about 20 years younger than she actually is.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Not. Yeah. She's like 80.
But Carrie's wife, man, she looks like Ava Brown on a bad day. She looks like a Nazi with a bad hairdo. Anyway, Portland Diocese to file for bankruptcy. This is what it's come to, okay, to try to avoid their responsibilities because it's crumbling down. It's coming down on them. The Portland Archdiocese said Tuesday it'll file for bankruptcy because it can't afford to pay the potential cost of sex abuse lawsuits, becoming the first Roman Catholic diocese in the nation to seek such court relief. They pointed out last night that Tucson is going to be next. They're thinking about it, too. The Chapter 11 bankruptcy action planned for Tuesday afternoon, well, it's already been done, freezes the start of a priest abuse civil trial involving the late Reverend Maurice, or is that Morris Gramman? Oh, guess what was on Biography the other night?
Maurice Gibb.
The Bee Gees. But they had already done it before Morris went to Mount Sinai and got butchered. I hate that when they... Why can't they update those damn shows?
Costs money.
I like the fact we can still play part of this.
I was standing there one day, not thinking I would die from being able to make do-do-do. I should never eat McDonald's. A Big Mac must be trapped inside my bowels.
Anyway, the Chapter 11 action freezes the start of a priest abuse civil trial involving the late Reverend Maurice Graham, who was accused of molesting more than 50 boys in the 1980s. Graham died in 2002.
All right.
Plaintiffs in 2 lawsuits involving Graham have sought a total of more than $160 million. The Archdiocese and its insurers have already paid more than $53 million to settle more than 130 claims by people who say they were abused by priests. Dozens of other claims are pending, and at the news conference, church officials said they could not afford what the plaintiffs are asking. The pot of gold is pretty much empty right now, Archbishop John Vlasny said, who warned parishioners last year in a letter that the Archdiocese might go belly up, so to speak. James Devereaux, one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit that had been scheduled to go on trial on Tuesday, vowed that in spite of the announcement, we will continue our fight to finally get the Archdiocese to accept the sin of its crimes. David Slater, not the one in Dade County who keeps running for mayor and expecting us to talk about it. David Slater, a plaintiff's attorney, said the church was simply trying to avoid the details of a lawsuit coming out in court. The bishop hasn't begun to touch his pot. He's lying, Slater told reporters. He's touching and he's smoking it, no doubt. No other U.S. diocese has ever declared bankruptcy. Tom Stilley, the attorney handling the Archdiocese bankruptcy filing, also said it was the first such case, added other dioceses are considering the same step. This is the way to get him off the hook for old time's sake. Oh, yeah, here it is. Diocese of Tucson said last month it was considering filing for bankruptcy to resolve pending lawsuits. Archdiocese of Boston considered bankruptcy, but opted to sell church real estate worth millions and millions to settle the claims. In the 1990s, the Archdiocese of Santa Fe, New Mexico, was brought to the brink of bankruptcy, had to borrow from parish savings accounts to pay millions of dollars in abuse cases. Nationwide, abuse cases are known to have cost the church more than $650 million since 1950. Getting close to $1 billion by now, I'm sure, and going to be in the billions before they're all done. Yeah, on this Deborah Norville show last night, they talked about the whole concept of celibacy and how sick it is, and that's why this leads to all this other crap. Because the whole concept of the Catholic Church that sex is dirty and evil and only for procreation is sick in itself. It's insanity. It's lunacy. Madness. By the way, anybody see the Pope procreating lately?
No, recreating.
But I hear he's shaking it.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
Mob's down!
Absolutely.
The pump stops down. God gave him the grass. The pump stops down. He likes it smoking mass. The pump stops down. He's a groovy head. The pump stops down. The pump stops down. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Got him higher masculine, taking higher back. Once in one gets down on grass. Jesus freaks our back. Jesus Christ is super hippie, never shut up junk. Folks and won't get thrown on road. Jesus church and drunk. The Pope stops down. They'll give him the grass. The Pope stops down. He likes his fucking ass. The Pope stops down. He's a groovy head there. The Pope stops down. The Pope stops down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Taking Jill right up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jill forgot to take a pill, now she's got a daughter. Taking pills is not a joke for a groovy Pope. First and joking deal took a marijuana smoke. The Pope stops down. God gave him the grass. The Pope stops down. He likes his fucking ass. The Pope stops down. He's a groovy head there. The Pope stops down. The Pope stops down. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! The Pope is getting higher. The Pope is getting higher. The Pope is getting higher. The pump starts dope. The pump starts dope.
14 to noon at 5:60 WQAM. Happy Tuesday, too. We got the Mad Dog at 2. He's on today.
All right.
How do you like that? A rare working day for the Mad Dog. And then we got the Humper in Vegas, my close personal friend. 4 to 6:30 this afternoon. And we got Marlins on deck at 6:30. The Pirates at the Marlins at 7:05. Marlins are kind of running into a rocky road here lately, wouldn't you say?
Rocky Road.
And then I do love Rocky Road. In fact, I'm just inspired, I think. And Eddie K at 10 o'clock tonight. That's our schedule. And by the way, Mo, can't stand you. Here's the result of the poll so far. Yeah, Rocky Road. Now, how about a hot fudge sundae on Rocky Road with lots of whipped cream and a couple of maraschino cherries?
Sprinkles. Don't forget sprinkles.
No! Oh, man, that's for Goyam.
Well.
What's the most important issue to you in this year's election? Getting rid of Bush has moved to the top faster than you can say Greg Weed's an idiot. 116. Oh, Greg, Greg meant well. Seriously, if you could have heard the gnashing and the carrying on by a couple of overpaid, silly little people who are terrified that they're going to lose their job, who are so scared of Greg. You know what it reminds me of? Remember that Barry Jackass column, I think it was last Thursday?
No.
About how he's still considering putting Stern on the air and about Geldie this. And the thing about, well, Greg is good to his people as long as they're obedient to him or they don't disobey him. I mean, what is that? As long as they don't disobey him. It sounds like ding-dong school to me. What a line that is. He's good to his people as long as they don't disobey him. Screw you, Greg. Getting rid of Bush 119, Iraq 107, separation of church and state 44, freedom of speech 43, integrity 31, health care.
About 30, man.
I don't give a schmidt about anything 28, taxes 19, decriminalization of that wacky weed 14, abortion 7, Cuba policy only 7.
Incredible.
Huh. Gay marriage 4, and affirmative action only 3, because we only got 3 dark folks out there listening, I guess. The rest of them are waiting for sports to come on. What are those people going to do July 19 when Romy, I wouldn't be surprised if Romy shows up on another, what was that, 14 Carl Foster show?
Yeah,
on that station? Where else are they going to put that crap? So this idea that we needed another sports station on the air, Fox 94. Nice job there, Petey Bolger. Bring them all on, okay? Al Franken and Scott Farrell and whatever you like. Here's a fax that says from Mike, you're correct. Edward's wife looks like his mom. I hope it brings him the same luck it brought the last guy with a similar situation. Bush won. Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. Martha Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Bush won's his wife is on the dollar bill. Oh. Although I will say this, she ain't no Judy Dean. She ain't no Dr. Judy Dean.
Secretary of State Colin Powell's on Capitol Hill.
Good, that's a good place for him. Maybe he's eating some chicken on the hill with Willie Stargell. God. I think I'm going to play that tape. I'm going to play the whole thing that I taped this morning when Duff and Clarence. I wish I would have taped it from the beginning. The audience would have been peeing in their pants. June Allison would have been, her stock would have been going up like crazy. Selling depends. Even Larry King would have been hard-pressed to find extras. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, just gnashing and carrying on. Talk about beating a dead horse, or in this case, whatever. Over and over and over again. I mean, it's not a big deal, okay? It's not the end of the world. It pissed me off because Skippy's an idiot and calls up Jeff Cohen, who wants to send 15 pepperoni pizzas to put in my mother's casket or something. I don't know what that's all about. Jeff, your intentions are good, but get lost. Stay the hell away, okay? There ain't nobody there who wants no pepperoni pizzas, including my rich aunt who can't even finish a McDonald's 39-cent hamburger because they're so big. And because she's so cheap. 56705. See, it's interesting that when somebody dies like this, a family situation, things that you haven't been saying for years that you held back to try to, keep a certain amount of peace in the family, you no longer are compelled to do that.
Right, what's the point?
You don't have to appease anybody anymore for fear that there might be some kind of a blow-up. You'll be pleased to know that the scab is off of my upper lip now. It just fell off. Good. Yeah, but now it leaves kind of like a mushy thing up there.
Well, you didn't pick it off too early now, did you?
It fell off. I didn't pick it off. It came off on my tongue. Oh, that's bad. But anyway, And the thing about my knee, I'm not concerned about it, but to bandage or not bandage, because I got those big things, you know.
You got Bactine, you got that Neosporin that you're using there?
Polyspore. I'm not talking about that. You know nothing about doctoring. I thought this was your area of expertise.
Sure. Yeah, but I'm not there. I can't see what your knee looks like.
Well, it looks like a scraped knee that's oozing a little bit, and the thing is healing around the edges, the scab.
Don't bandage it.
No?
No.
Let the ear smack it?
Absolutely. Scab up, it'll be fine.
And every now and then it drains a little bit, runs down your leg.
Extra bonus.
In fact, if I could get my boil going, huh?
Right?
Wow, I could be squirting all over the place.
Take pictures.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil, there's no Marlin game today.
Yes, Reverend Jones. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
This is John from Columbia, South Carolina, trying to relax in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, my God. What are you doing that for, John?
That's an oxymoron.
Well, wait a minute. Did you say you're in Hollywood, Florida?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'd like to go to my mother's funeral on Sunday.
Well, that's why I called. I've been listening to this all morning, and that's down here. Has anything ever come up about euthanasia or something? Because there's a lot of people riding around.
Well, we do have some people that go to Thailand to find euthanasia.
Well, but it could be dirt nap time for a lot of these people down here if they're a certain age.
You just discovered that, huh?
Yeah, it's killing me. But also, I have one more question for you. Have you ever seen these Six Flags commercials?
Sure.
Okay. Was that you before you gained all the weight?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, get some new material, John. Have a great time.
All right, bye.
Get back to South Carolina where you belong with a banjo on your thing. 5670560. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Tom Rigid says, don't be panicky, but there's a tax maybe they're planning. It might be, we don't know what it is. We're not really sure. But we spent a lot of money and we don't know what's going on. Keep everybody on edge. Now, the bad news is that George went and saw Fahrenheit 9/11.
Right.
Didn't like it.
Why is that bad news? I said I didn't like it?
Well, I mean, pretty close. I mean, you did nothing but critique it.
Well, because the good parts were obvious.
Yeah.
Not worth mentioning.
Well, I mean, did you expect it to be perfect? Did you expect? I mean, I said myself that I thought that about 2/3 of the way through, there were a few minutes when it seemed to drag, and I mean, you can go to see any movie, no matter, even The Godfather, you can find something to critique. Although I have no idea what that would be.
No, me either.
Huh?
No.
Well, I didn't like when he said.
I did.
I thought that was like a little melodramatic myself.
I liked it a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
So what didn't you like about Fahrenheit 9/11? Now that they're still filling the theaters, they're putting it in more theaters than ever before. Right. It's in 33 theaters here in the GTA in the Greater Toronto area. It's all over the place. Everybody is talking about it.
I told you I didn't like the time that they spent on some things as opposed to the short amount of time that they spent on other things. That's all. It's a very nitpicky little complaint. Other than that, I thought it was phenomenal.
Well, you mentioned to me the thing about the document, James R. Bath, the document about the
memo and things like that.
National Guard Service.
They flew right
I don't know.
through.
It seemed to me that they showed it again when they finished making the point of who he was and what he was doing. And
that's just the impression I got. Like, wait.
And you notice anybody that watches that movie, all the tracks lead back to Saudi Arabia, the ragheads. All the tracks lead right back to it.
That was a great montage there. The smiley, happy, shiny, happy people montage.
Yeah.
With the Saudis.
Mm-hmm.
Good montages in it.
Is Ralph Rennick still on that show?
No, I don't know, but I do like saying montage.
5670560, pound 560. There used to be a show on Channel 4. I you remember, do you?
I do remember.
Montage with Ralph Redknapp.
Had a great
He's still dead, by the way.
He's
still dead. We're not mourning that, are we? He lived a long life, and he was kind of a. I saw him shopping at Winn-Dixie one day.
Hey, I'm still bereaved.
About Ralph Redknapp?
Yeah, I'm wearing black.
WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Like to speak to Neil.
Speaking.
Oh, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just listening to you. Pardon?
I said, go ahead.
Okay, totally agree with your whole philosophy on your mom. I did the same thing, caused the same kind of flack. However,
I haven't had any flack yet, but I'm sure I'm going to get some, or maybe a little bit. But I don't really care.
Oh, me either. But I have to tell you. I went this morning, dropped my white, rich Republican fiancé, who you know, Rickshaw, at the airport, put him on a plane, went over to see Carrie and Edwards, was number 10 in line at 7:30 in the morning.
It's a lie. I am not a Nazi.
It got in there like 9:30, into a hangar. By 10:30, they said he's coming at noon. I had to leave from heat prostration.
Wow.
What is that all about? Come on, they
you-
got to make it easier for us.
But didn't you enjoy being outside and smelling the smoke from those fires in the Everglades?
Of course.
Yeah, an extra bonus, no extra charge.
Right.
Keep Ricky home on voting day, okay, on election day?
Oh, you betcha.
Thomas-
Deutsch
Thomas-
was there today, too.
Who?
Deutsch, running for senator.
Oh, Peter Deutsch.
Yeah, he was there with his mom.
I thought you were talking about Kerry's wife again. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay,
give Rick a
love
big
you.
kiss for us. Thanks.
Bye.
How do you like that? So Rick Shaw's got a fiancée, which he's a good guy. It's just that he's politically confused, like several other people that work on this radio station.
And Moe. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM. Head of Homeland Security Tom Ridge, advising you to put duct tape on your radio when I raise the warning color to pink for the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
The U.S.-led coalition has transferred sovereignty to an interim Iraqi government 2 days earlier than anticipated. Here now is an excerpt from the official proceedings.
This is an amazing day in the history of two countries.
What's going on?
The United States and Iraq.
That's you and me. What are we doing here?
Chief Justice Mahdi D. Mahmoud.
Hello.
Here you go.
Here you go. What? What's these keys?
It's all yours.
What's all mine? You give me a car?
No. Iraq.
Iraq?
It's under your control. We're out of here.
No. No, wait a minute, Paul.
What's wrong?
It's too early. You got 2 days left. And then I was going to talk to you about that. I think we should push it back.
Well, no, we figured since we should get a little ahead of schedule here, we're going to get going, okay?
Wait, ahead of schedule. I don't even have shoes. I don't have no police. There's no cars. They got to throw the rocks. We got nothing.
We're going to get out of the green zone, you know.
No. Don't go from the green zone.
What do you mean?
Take a deep breath in. Relax. Or stay a little while. I got you a nice place there.
It's only 2 days. What's the difference?
It's too much. It's too fast.
No, we're fine. We're going to...
No. Wait a minute. Don't go. We're not ready.
You're fine.
We are not ready. I don't own a pair of shoes.
Matty, you're very funny. We're going to get going.
No, it's not to be funny.
We've been saying this all along.
I know, we're not ready. You can't come in, bomb half my country, and then give me the keys and say it's all yours.
But it's all coming together.
It's all coming together. They shoot at me in the road.
The people are happy now that Saddam is gone.
No one is happy.
Look at that kid over there. Isn't he happy? He's smiling over there.
That's what your president says. They love. They don't love. As soon as you leave, I get one between the eyes. It's over.
Well, that's why I'm leaving.
Wait a minute. I've hurt my foot. I can't walk. Whoop! I step on a rusty nail.
The interim Prime Minister, Elad Alawahi, says everything's going to be okay.
Alawahi? Wait a minute. What are you telling him everything's going to be okay for? This is stupid.
I didn't think he took me seriously.
What are you doing?
The Prime Minister even said to me that you guys are capable of controlling the security situation.
I'm here to tell you, Paul Bremer, we are not. We cannot control nothing. Do you understand that?
Not even my bladder.
Look at him, he peed himself. We can't control this. You stay, you gotta stay. Please stay. Oh, please stay. Don't go. Please stay. Oh, don't leave.
This is disgusting.
Don't leave. We're out of here. Oh, no. Bye-bye. Leave the guns. Have a guard with him.
The United States of America. Glad to help.
Promo 2 at 560 WQAM. Happy Tuesday to you. You're never going to make it as a doctor. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
I just downloaded this off the internet.
Yeah.
Updated treatment for the classic skinned knee.
All right.
I guess you never skinned your knee, huh?
Lots of times, sure.
Okay. It says, skinned knee victims, listen up. New first aid research suggests that keeping minor wounds sealed and moist works better than the old standby of exposing cuts and scrapes to the air. So guess what? What?
You just said this is new as opposed to the old standby. I was using the old standby my whole life.
Well, you're not up to date, doctor.
No, I am now.
Moist wound care is a first aid revolution, edging out the long-held belief that a broken skin heals best when safely hidden under an old-fashioned scab. It says a scab is like putting a big rock on a lawn, says Adam Singer, MD of the American College of Emergency Physicians. Drying out wounds slows healing. It doesn't allow new cells underneath to grow well. So I guess smearing that polysporin on there several times is probably a good idea, because it's moist, baby.
Smear some more.
I just did. After I read this, I smeared a whole pile. Keeping wounds moist lets the skin's epidermal cells migrate faster to the injury site and rebuild worn tissue. The results, less infection, faster healing, and less risk of a scar. Well, I don't care about that. Sealing kids' cuts and scrapes keeps them cleaner because there aren't any bandages to hold in dirt or fall off. Drugstore shelves may have Many varieties of oh, there you go. I got it right in the other room, as a matter of fact. Not just the kind that you put on like a nail polish, that liquid skin, but I got the spray-on kind.
Oh, that's good.
You ever have that?
Mm-hmm.
Drugstore shelves have many varieties of liquid skin bandages and moisture-enhancing dressings that'll do the trick.
So go spritz it.
Here is how to use this 21st century first aid. Clean the cut first with soap and water, but don't apply antibiotic ointment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, too late.
Apply the liquid bandage, then let it be. It'll stay on for 3 to 10 days, then falls off naturally. If it falls off before the wound is healed, you can reapply. Never apply moist dressings over bites, punctures, other injuries that are highly susceptible to infection. See a doctor if the wound seems infected. Head to the ER if direct pressure doesn't stop the bleeding, or if the cut is jagged, can't be closed, it may need to don't. Innovative wound healing products still under development in labs, including bandages made with vinegar and chitosan, a naturally occurring shrimp cell protein. What is that? A naturally occurring what? Cell protein that stops bleeding within minutes. Boy, it's amazing we had to hire a guy to say one word, isn't it?
Yeah, he's worth it, though.
But he does it well. A gelatin bandage that enhances the body's ability to repair and regenerate damaged tissue, and a dressing spun from fibrinogen, a blood-clotting protein 1,000 times thinner than a human hair, which one day could help minimize blood loss, promote natural healing, yada, yada, yada. This is from USA Today and Prevention Magazine. All right. I'm going to, right after the show, what am I going to do? I'm going to wash it off with soap and water. No more polyspore. In fact, maybe I ought to get that off of there right now, huh? No? Squeeze it. Well, it's not going to get infected. If there's more, what's it going to get infected from? Sitting here on my ass? Yeah. And then I'm going to, it says, apply the liquid bandage and then let it be. It said, just put it on the turntable and crank it up. Let it be. And listen to it for about 5 hours before you know it, that thing's going to heal up like John Lennon. All right. See what you learn on this show, hearing about all my remedies and aches and pains. It's great. Amazing First stuff. It was the boil. Mm-hmm. Now it's my knee and my lip. What'll be next? Maybe
rectum.
567-0560. I'll tell you one thing. Talk about a wreck. That muffin clearance. I wouldn't be surprised if the two of them are like sitting side by each right now, consoling each other, commiserating. What a sad pair, man.
Would you like to feel relaxed once again?
Rectum.
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back into my life. My radio has been broken for 3 weeks.
Really? Why's that?
It's just not working. Now, let me ask you a question.
Well, you only have one radio?
Yeah. In my truck.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Now, let me ask you a question. Y100. Who owns Y100?
Clear Channel.
Oh, Clear Channel. I always thought Beasley Reed owned it.
No way.
So
we own Power 96.
Power 96. So they couldn't put Howard Stern on FM if Beasley Reed got the rights to it, right?
They could do what?
They couldn't put Howard Stern on the air.
Yeah, if they want to put him on Power 96.
But they're not going to put him on there.
They're not going to put him on anywhere because they don't want to lose their license. Howard Stern is not coming on in Dayton Broward unless some people are crazy.
Well, you know, I get to listen to Howard in the morning sometimes when the weather's good on 96.1 from Fort Myers.
Right.
I wonder how those yahoos get Howard. And one more thing, 940 Fox Sports.
Well, that station, that's a Beasley station over there.
I know. I don't get it. Now,
well, when it comes to Beasley, I don't get it either.
What's going to happen to 940 Fox Sports, you were saying?
They're changing format July 19th. That's the rumor that we have a very good source. And they're going to be putting Air America on and maybe Pharrell and who knows what. I don't know. We'll see.
Wow.
They keep.
So QAM's going to be the only sports station in town.
Well, plus that 1400 Carl Bananas Foster. Don't forget about him.
Okay. Oh, well.
How many sports stations do we need?
About 30, man.
Good God, I think one is too many if you ask me.
All right, Neil. Hey, Carl, what's up? All right, Neil, thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, good luck to you, Pally. Wow. Don't you think we need at least 10, 15 more sports stations?
Sure. No question. Bring more people to sports.
You bet. Bring everybody and their brother. Be talking about, Dontrell did this, and the Marlins can't win a game, and all this other crap. It is garbage, man. It really is. And again, I'm not knocking work with some really nice people, and they're doing a job. They're paid to do that and talk about that swill, but man, it is crap. And this morning, I come back in after a few days off, and I come back in here and hear Geldie solo this morning. Oh, brother. You talk about making me pine for my old buddy Moe. Good golly, Miss Molly. And Rimmer's right about you, Geldie. You're a little ass-kissing twerp that wants everybody. Oh, look at this. He's out again tomorrow morning, Geldie, all solo. So Mo must be on vacation. Maybe he's coming up here to commiserate with me and to bring me a sympathy card, you think?
I'm sure he's on his way.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
I don't know to say sorry or congratulations on your mom, but is there any way you can say that new Boca Brian bit about Willie, where him and Geldie are kind of rubbing one out there together, going, oh, Willie?
No, I tried to play it yesterday, and we had to abort.
Oh, sorry. Well, how does he know about it then?
Apparently he heard the first part of it before we had to bail.
Well, where is that one that I already said? Where is it?
It's in there. It's in the DCS.
What's it called?
Willie.
I don't even remember that. It's an old one?
It's older.
There's Willie T. Ribs.
Right.
I don't got no Willie. I got Willie Bonker.
It must be under, like, Sports Talk Willie. I played it out of the DCS yesterday. That means you have to have it.
Yeah, sports. There's one called He's Peeing about Josh Beckett. And then, of course, there's our favorite.
Sports!
There's that. Sports Zoo. I don't have any.
It's got an exciting climax at the end that I had to bail before it got to it.
It has an exciting climax?
Sure.
I don't have any such, but I'm really glad. I think that all the foul stuff is there on your end. Can you smell it? Maybe Josh Friedman's visiting the building again. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Sorry about that. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The last time I seen Fat Rich, I believe, was at Pompey.
Yeah, it's Fairburn Jones again. I thought so. The very first when he said hi, I thought it was him. Has he been calling you, or has he been waiting for me to come back?
He calls.
Get lost, okay? Go drive your Mack truck into a damn statue somewhere, like in Iraq, would be good.
They call.
Man, oh man, this guy and his boyfriend. And of course, you do notice everybody else is out of town now because it's the middle of July already. Yeah. Everybody's on vacation, everybody with a life, but in his case...
I have no life.
Right. WQAM, hello.
I can't believe it. It's me.
It's you. Oh, and that was it. I can't believe it, it's me. And then you got called waiting. Well, you're gone now. All that time, you couldn't believe it. Tell whoever it is on the other end they screwed up your life, your moment in the sunshine. WQAM, hello.
Goedemiddag, meneer Rogers.
Yes, sir.
How are you? You were in Europe too, or I didn't know where you were the last 2 weeks, or you were sick or something, but I want a couple of cities you can visit.
No, we're on the summer. I wasn't anywhere. We're on the summer schedule now. George works Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it's on our website. Nice going, Eric.
Okay. Two cities you can visit next time you go to Europe. Maastricht in the south of Holland.
What is it?
Maastricht.
No, I'm not going to Maastricht. No, I'm not going there.
Or Avignon, France. Beautiful
what is
city.
It?
Avignon in France, in the south of France.
Oh, I'm not going to. There's too many Frenchmen there in France. I'm not going there. Too many
Just
pigs.
giving you some different options than Rome and Florence, and it's something different.
Right.
Anyway, you doing okay?
I'm doing great.
I'm happy to hear you back again.
Okay, thanks, Pally.
Have a good one. Bye.
Totines.
Dewey.
Thomas E. Yeah, that was a nice job there by the New York Post. Excellent job. Yeah, it's Gebhard. It's Kerry and Gebhard. And I still say, well, the rumors were that because it's Rupert Murdoch, the New York Post, that some of the Democratic operatives sneaked a phony leak to them. They sneaked a leak, kind of like Josh Beckett, if you hold your hands out long enough. But they sneaked a leak to the New York Post, a phony leak, so that they would embarrass them and humiliate them, and they did. Nice job, boys.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Increíble.
Got that motor money on the internet highway. They got naked pictures on their monitor display. Click the mouse and the porno happens, even with browsers set to save. Your kids will see boobies and buns. What an awful disgrace. Think it's kind of frightening.
Oh my God.
Put that legislation under. Who's voting down these laws now? Well, it makes you kind of wonder. Click the mouse and the porno happens, even with browsers set to save. Your kids will see boobies and bums. What an awful disgrace. I'm like you, I raised it my child. Easily used, porn that is vile. Well, they can't stop those sides, cause First Amendment right. Porn for your child.
Okay, this is going to be really exciting. I got my spray, my Elastoplast spray bandage.
All right.
Passement and aerosol. See, here everything's got to be in English and French on the container, on every box. It's ridiculous.
Oui.
Seals out water, dirt, and bacteria. Clean the dry. I just did what this is. Clean that. Not with soap, though. I got a washcloth.
Okay.
And I cleaned off all that excess polysporin, you know.
You going to spray it now?
Now I'm going to spray. Now, maybe you'll be able to hear it. Let me just...
All right.
Right on the air. It probably... Do you think it's going to sting?
No.
No?
We can hope.
It didn't sting at all. A little tiny bit now.
It burns.
Give it a good... I gave it a nice, good, thick layer on there. And it says, let it be, okay? And then if it stays on for 3 to 10 days, falls off naturally, and if it falls off before the wound heals, spray it again. That has to be the worst smelling crap. Almost as bad as that boil. Oh, man. Did you ever smell that stuff?
Boil stuff?
No, the spray-on bandage stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's stanky.
You know what, like, nail polish remover smells like?
But I like it, though. I'm a huffer.
Oh, jeez. Ooh, man. Let me take a look at it. Well, that's a beautiful thing. Maybe I ought to take a picture. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Let's take a look. I'm making a nice comeback here. My lip is and my knees are looking beautiful. What's the most important issue to you in this year's election? We got 552 votes. Getting rid of Bush, 186. Iraq, 119. Freedom of speech, 45. Separation of church and state, 45. I don't give a schmidt about anything, 35. Healthcare, 32. Integrity, 32. Taxes, 21. Decriminalization of pot, 16. Abortion, 7. Cuba policy, 7. Gay marriage, 4. And affirmative action, 3. Only 3 people be caring about that. WQAM, hello.
Hey, talking to Neil.
Speaking.
Oh, hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Listen, just saw 9/11 last night. I haven't really listened to you in the last few weeks, so I don't know what you had to say about it. But if you take all the right-wingers out there, and they want to nitpick at this fact and that fact, give that all to them. Let's say 50% of it's untrue, which I don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
But just look at the man, for God's sakes. Is that the biggest empty-headed buffoon, and you want him leading the free world? This guy is mindless. There's nothing going on up top.
Absolutely.
And I thought the movie was excellent. I didn't think any of it really dragged much.
I'm going to
really
go back again and see it, I think, this weekend. I'm going to, at least in the next few days.
I left with a profound feeling of deep depression when I left that movie.
Yeah.
And, you know...
Anger, depression and anger.
Yeah, anger, depression, but I thought it was extremely well done. I like the little music you put in here and there. I mean, I thought he did a really good job on the flick.
But you know, like they say in Tennessee, fool me once, shame on you, and can't be fooled again. Oh, man.
Was that great or what?
Brother.
That was priceless. That was absolutely priceless. But I hear, you know, them, they moan about little things like, he didn't wait around for that senator to tell him he had a nephew in the army, or a nephew was serving over in Iraq. The things that they're nitpicking about, the facts that they're nitpicking are a joke. On a whole, I think it was about 99% factual, and it had a profound impact on me. I recommend it to everybody.
Amen. I'm with
you. Take care,
buddy.
buddy.
See, he didn't nitpick. He loved it. So did I. I thought it was sensational.
Yeah, I loved it, but I like to nitpick.
The audience here gave it a sitting ovation because we're very polite here, eh? We don't like getting too carried away, eh? But the audience was really into it, and it was, like that.
It got a standing ovation in Aventura.
Well, of course, because that's America for you, baby, plus Florida. See, if the people in Florida aren't pissed off and fired up right now, they never will be. They never will be. They stole the last election right there in front of your nose, okay? And if any more of you Jews in Palm Beach vote for Buchanan, we're going to find out where you are and come and take away your halava. How do you like that? Yeah, next Purim, we're going to, pee on your Hamantash and just to get even with you if you make that mistake again, so don't be doing it. Man. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Can I take a look at my knee again?
Go for it.
Well, I can't. The knee is under the counter here, you know.
Right, I understand.
Maybe if I just. How about this? How's that sound? It looks fine. The liquid band. Have you ever used that stuff? Have you really? No, but not the spray-on kind.
No, the spray-on kind.
Oh, have you?
It's great stuff, and it stinks.
And actually, on my left knee, which I also skinned just a little bit, there's kind of like a little superficial one, and like a sting to a scrape too. I've already,
It'll pass.
No, but I've already got the liquid bandage on that, and it's doing wonders. It's just the other one is so damn big. I tried it, and then I don't think it really took. It didn't stick. No, it didn't take. Don't you understand? Like if it's too wet and gooey, well, that's another story. Ask Duff. Duff will draw your picture. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Okay, man.
Hey, I just want to let you know that Elvis Presley is a scumbag.
Lovely. Wasn't that good?
Yeah.
That was great. Woo-wee, man. One of your people, I think, too. Ukrainian. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line as we talk to the intelligentsia here on this great Tuesday, July the 6th. A day or two after the birthday of America. I have to be very honest, since I'm letting it all hang out here today about relatives and funerals, all this crap. America to me is like just a little twinkle of what it used to be. Just a faint little bulb. It used to be a big shining light, and now it's like a little tiny light bulb, kind of like that 1400 station. WQAM, hello.
How you doing, Uncle Neil?
Pretty good.
What really got me in the movie was that stupid woman who was confronting Lila when she was by the tent. Where was your son?
Right.
And she has the.
Okay, listen, have a great day. He's so chronic. I always say chronic when he calls, and he just, you're a good guy. I like you. I appreciate you. Everything you said, but I can't handle it. I won't do that. It's like this morning I hear Geldie going into a bar. Well, we'll get back to John and Juan and all the people waiting on hold. I thought, Juan, here we go again. See, if our programming people were more involved in what's on the air than worrying about my mother's funeral arrangements and worrying about trying to cover up for Greg Reed being a jerk, then maybe we could get somewhere. Why do they let them keep putting that imbecile in Little Havana on the air? Why do they do that?
Then who would they talk to?
Oh, no, they got callers. They got the sports nerds. They call all the shows all day, round the clock. Same ones. But to this guy here, the minute you hear the word, and nothing I can say, get through to this guy. We love you, okay? We like you. We wish you nothing but 200 years of great health. But go away, that's all. Give it a rest for a few months. Man. Don't you know that voice?
I do.
Oh. God, it's either his voice or the aroma of that liquid bandage that making me swoon, or the fact I mentioned Greg's name.
Don't fall down again.
WQAM, hello.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to speak with Neil, please.
Speaking.
Hi, Neil. This is Mara.
Hi, Mara.
And I've been listening to you for many, many years, and I'd like to let you know that I'm originally from Cuba, but I'm American.
Increíble.
Right.
And I'm totally against all these right-wing Cubans that are driving me crazy, including my own relatives.
Oh, brother.
That are so pro-Bush. And I just want to say that I really enjoyed the movie as far as the facts that were brought forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I, too, left there kind of depressed.
Oh, yeah.
So I just hope that they just let this commie-phobic attitude that they all have and let it go,
Well, it looks like, they're not going to be as solidly behind Bush as they were. At least, even if they don't vote for Kerry, maybe a whole bunch of them will stay home this time.
That's for sure. And I'm in Broward County. I'm trying to make a difference up here. So just wanted to let you know that I'm with you. I really enjoy your show.
Thanks, Mara.
Too bad you can't continue with all the previous little recordings that you used to put in the past. I really miss those.
Well, we can't say crap anymore, but at least we can still take one. Have a great day, Mara.
Absolutely.
Adios. Arrivederci.
Bye.
Ciao. Well, you'll probably talk to her tomorrow.
Alrighty then.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT. In fact, if we're going to get Al Franken, maybe we're going to get on a real South Florida station. What do you think of that?
Hey, I'd listen.
No, you wouldn't. Would you?
I would.
You would not.
I honestly would.
You have nothing but contempt and scorn for the goddess. How can you say that?
That's personal.
Oh.
Not to mention ancient history.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Are you really?
Sure, why not?
Well, at least you admitted in her case, unlike Rick Riley.
Did anything to me. He was just,
Randy.
a friend of mine.
Hello, Randy.
What?
Are you listening to me?
No.
She did what?
Had a feud with a friend of mine. That's not like I'm going to...
Who's that, Anna Maria?
Right.
Because Anna Maria wouldn't put out? Well, hey, listen.
Well?
I hear, didn't she split up with Jim or something, Randy?
Know. I'm not following that.
So.
Somebody will know.
With her husband with his tricolored penis. 28 past noon at 560 WQAM.
We are Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I stand in front of you now, 2 years later, and say, it took me a little while, I'm a little slow learner, but, Neil, I apologize.
It's radio.
You are the truth.
It's Geldie!
And I'm the big...
Oh! What's that stand for? Orgasm?
No, that's just short for Orlando Bloom.
You don't look Jewish.
No.
No.
Wow. Now Neil's going to rip me for 4 hours.
Well, I've been asked to keep this in strict confidence. But in case you're wondering why we're here, Joe got suspended!
Maybe we should take this call from our special guest, Roberto Luongo.
Hiya, Roberto! You know that I'm the voice of the Panthers now?
Yes. Hey, aren't you that squeaky voice guy that goes by all the time?
Oh! You got me confused with a character on another show. That's not me. I have children, you know.
Doi.
You have a funny name. Okay, what's this called?
Why did you...
Doi.
Doi.
We can't get into that right now. Cue the music! Hey, Joe! I don't want you walking out of here with just this thing in your hand.
Come here!
Hiya, Joe.
I'm gonna crush your head like a peanut.
You can kiss my rear end.
I'll bet. 12:32 at 560 WQAM. A religious fundamentalist was sentenced today to 5 years in federal prison for plotting to set fire to abortion clinics, churches he disagreed with, and gay bars in Fort Lauderdale. Stephen John Geldie, who was turned in by relatives and church members, received a minimum sentence after U.S. District Judge James Cohen decided not to treat him as a terrorist as prosecutors had requested. They had asked for a sentence of 7 to 10 years. Geldie, a former Army Ranger and father of 4 who lived in a trailer park in Coconut Creek, pleaded guilty to a single count of attempted arson in February, to attempted arson of an abortion clinic in exchange for prosecutors dropping charges of spreading explosive information and possessing an unregistered firearm. And speaking of that, by the way, don't forget to take your 3 packs of matches on your next plane trip.
And 2 lighters.
The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force investigated Geldie for 3 months last summer and fall after receiving tips from concerned relatives. The prosecutor's court papers included excerpts of conversations secretly recorded by an informant posing as a former police officer with strong views against abortion and gays. The informant approached Geldie in mid-August at a church in Pompano Beach. Geldie told the informant he was willing to put my own life and family's life at risk to save an unborn baby. Oh, no. Not one of those. How do you like that? Sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Well, that'll keep him out of circulation for a little while.
Not long enough.
Slap him on the wrist a little bit. The top general at the North American Aerospace Defense Command was on the telephone and prepared to order an F-16 fighter to shoot down an unidentified plane that turned out to be carrying the governor of Kentucky to former President Ronald Reagan's funeral last month, according to 2 federal security officials briefed separately about the incident. You'll be pleased to know that liquid bandage is fine. The only problem is that when you bend your knee now,
it cracks.
It's like pulling against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Oh. So quit bending your knee, okay.
All right.
The tense incident June 9th ended after the twin-engine Beechcraft King Air carrying Governor Ernie Fletcher, Republican, turned to land at Reagan National Airport. But the close call caused officials to reassess safeguards for the airspace around Washington and prompted calls to expand the no-fly zone beyond its current 16-mile radius. What'd I say? Curtin. Although many planes have violated restrictions imposed after the 9/11 attacks, the June 9 episode was extraordinary because the aircraft penetrated so deeply into the no-fly zone during a high-security event and remained unidentified to air defense officials for several critical minutes. Current and former Homeland Security officials said the incident was a significant security breakdown. Oh, not again. The episode, described by some officials as the closest the government's come to downing a civilian plane over Washington since 9/11, will be the subject of 2 hearings on Capitol Hill today. Civil aviation officials are testifying before a House Subcommittee on Aviation, and military officials have been invited to a classified briefing before the House Armed Services and Homeland Security committees. Even without the communications breakdowns involving Governor Fletcher's flight, serious questions remain about the adequacy of our air defense system, said Representative Jim Turner of Texas, ranking Democrat on the House Select Committee of Homeland Security. Does the existing no-fly zone around our nation's capital give sufficient time to intercept a terrorist-controlled flight, he asked? And, of course, the answer is, who knows? Thank God that Dick Cheney knew that 2 of those planes had been shot down by us on 9/11. Remember that?
Sure.
You might say he doesn't know crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. So now that George Tenet was forced to resign, they threw his ass out of there. You notice it's all going back to the CIA. They knew they had no weapons over there. They just didn't tell Bush about it. Anybody believe in that?
No.
They knew it. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, sir.
I love your bits you play with the Moe and Geldie thing, but nothing's ever going to equal that call that he took when the guy asked him about the doctor for Feeler's hand.
Oh yeah, I got to play that.
That's great, man. I mean, it's just the guy he tried to dignify it.
Yeah.
And it was stupid instead of just hanging
What an uptight, silly old fart, man.
Exactly.
Just because he's got a crappy hairpiece, well, that should be his worst problem, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you got it, man.
Good to hear you back.
Thanks.
The doctor that performed the surgery on Jay Fiedler's thumb, isn't he the same doctor that performed the procedure on your toupee?
It's the doctor who performed the surgery. Let's think about that. What's his name? Klein?
Fiedler's doctor?
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know who he used. Did he use George Caldwell? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure where he went. Doctor, isn't he?
I'm not sure where he went. Did he go to Holy Cross? I didn't read it. Not sure.
Well, bottom line is that the doctors can't tell how long Jay's going to be out.
No, you're not sure. Somewhere at least a month, could be up to 8 weeks. Somewhere.
I'm going to play it again. I want you to listen to it when he asked Geldie the question, and when Geldie comes back and blurts because he can't keep a straight face. That may have been the beginning of the end between that pair.
The doctor that performed the surgery on Jay Fiedler's thumb, isn't he the same doctor that performed the procedure on your toupee?
It's the doctor who performed the surgery. Let's think about that. What's his name? Klein?
Fiedler's doctor?
Yeah.
I don't know who he used. Did he use George Caldwell? I'm not sure.
I think Caldwell's the doctor, isn't he?
I'm not sure where he went. Did he go to Holy Cross? I didn't read it. Not sure.
Well, bottom line is that the doctors can't tell how long Jay's going to be out.
No, you're not sure. Somewhere at least a month, could be up to 8 weeks. Somewhere in there.
Wally on the wall with you on QAM.
See, so as much as I enjoy picking on Geldie because he's a silly, squeaky-voiced pipsqueak, and he really is, the fact of the matter is that nobody, sooner or later, you knew that was going to blow up, right? The Geldie and Moe thing. I mean, Moe and the Beast, Moe and Joe Rose, Moe and Hank, Moe and me, Moe and Joe, Moe and George, Moe and Mojo. It's just he can't get. And of course, it'll be the big. Now, are they really serious about keeping him on there? Let me look at next week's schedule. So help me, if we got Moe in next week, I'm going to pee my pants right now, all over that nice bandage on my knee. Monday. Oh, so in other words, Moe is on vacation. Oh no. So we got we got like 5, 6, 7 days in a row of Geldie all by himself. Oh, man. Talk about shrill.
He's on vacation?
Right.
I saw him this morning.
Who, Moe?
Yeah.
He wasn't on the air this morning. What was he doing in there?
He was in here.
In there doing what?
I don't know. Milling about. Walking around.
Moe Howard Davided?
Yeah. Unless it was somebody that looks just like him.
Well, yeah, I heard Geldie with my own 3 years, and it says on the schedule this morning, Geldie.
Wow.
And Geldie, huh?
Maybe it was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday he was on yesterday. You better get with it, mister, because I'm telling you, between your bad advice on my knee and your Alzheimer's, you need some medical attention right away. Maybe Duff can give you a hand.
Rectum.
So anyway, Geldie tomorrow, and then all next week. Oh, brother, all I can say is...
Oh, my God.
Please, we miss you, Moe, already. We can't stand you, but we miss you. Now, what was I looking for? Oh, I was looking for... And Geldie and Russ. So, in other words, Geldie does it alone. When Moe is on, for whatever reason, they feel that it's necessary to have somebody on there holding his hand, so it's the big... Or somebody, you know. But when Geldie is on there 5 days, it's Geldie solo. Because you can be damn sure that Russ ain't going to be doing, like, no verbal intercourse with Geldie or any other kind.
Why not?
It's just ridiculous. The thought of it is ludicrous. Russ is going to be doing the updates, not the co-hosting. So you got Geldie solo. So I might as well just take off a couple of weeks. 5670560. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Fat boy lost 20 pounds.
Hiya, Pally.
Got his pacemaker cranking along. Mm-hmm. He lost 20 pounds just before he said...
Hiya, Pally.
He even said it this morning in a slightly lower register, I think. A little bit. Well, you know, when you got all that excess weight squeezing all your privates, you know, and all your body parts, it's kind of like... In fact, maybe that's Geldie's problem. Because we understand he's carrying a very heavy load, is what I'm hearing. 19 till 1 at QAM. With the heat of summer here, now is a great time to get out of that car you've been driving in and get into a new Toyota from Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. Or maybe like my mother's car. She got a nice Toyota that she enjoyed for years that I paid for. On US 1, just 20 minutes south of the 836, they're worth the drive to save you thousands on new Toyotas. With rising gas prices, maybe you'd like a car with more fuel economy. The legendary Toyota Corolla can be yours for just $11,990, or you can lease it for just $209 a month. Need a great Toyota for that college or high school graduate? How about the Toyota Echo? Lease priced at just $199. Need a truck? The V6 Toyota Tundra regular cab can be yours for just $239 a month. If you're looking for the hottest new cars around, take a peek at the Corolla XRS and the Solara convertible now in stock at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead. These folks are the best to do business with. You'll love shopping for cars there. Their service department is open late till 8 weeknights to make sure your service work is done. No games, no BS, just honest-to-goodness great deals. And Armstrong Toyota of Homestead was the first dealer to offer you free tires and batteries for life, and now they're the first to offer you free replacement parts for life. That is absolutely correct. Tires, batteries, and free parts for life. So if you want an honest-to-goodness great deal, this is the place you ought to be heading. Talk to David Rich, the GM at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead today for an unbeatable deal. Drive a little and save a lot on your new Toyota only at Armstrong Toyota of Homestead.
And local. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
It's a terrorist warning. So as you drive on to work, be alert. The White House says we're all doomed now. Can't be sure when they might strike next. Yeah, we're nervous wrecks because of all of the stress. Rumsfeld says we better watch out. He used the word I fear, nuclear. It's a terrorist warning. The government says be prepared, and I'm scared. They say not if, but when now. Non-specific threats are a joke. Yeah, I think they're a hoax. They could give me a stroke. I think that I just will ignore it, yeah, and live my life. Enjoy the ride, live my life. I'll pay the vibe. Terrorist, make me sick.
1246 at 560. Don't forget, Tom Red says this is nothing specific. It's just based on general wanting to create a lot of paranoia. And don't get all panicky. The sky will be falling, but we don't know where and when and how and any of these things, so just calm down. And don't forget, between now and November, some bad crap's going to happen. You know, they keep talking about this October surprise thing.
Yeah.
This crowd of neo-Nazis are so desperate to hang on to the testicles of government. I wouldn't put anything past them. There is nothing I don't think that they would stop short of doing, because it's the biggest bunch of crooks and grave robbers ever. And the fact that nearly half of the electorate says, "Oh yeah, we like what's going on now." You have to be out of your mind. You have to be a lunatic. You have to be certifiable. God. But then again, I would say probably half of the electorate is dumber than a box of rocks. So what do you expect? What's the most important issue to you in this year's election, we asked? And even though we put it on there very late, look at that. 637 votes. Getting rid of Bush has zoomed to the top like wildfire. 248. It ain't even no contest. Iraq, 126. Separation of church and state, 50. Freedom of speech, 45. Well, that's ancient history. I don't give a schmidt about anything, 37. Healthcare, 34. Integrity, 32. Taxes, 26. Decriminalization of pot, 16. Abortion, 7. Cuba policy, 7. Gay marriage is 6. And affirmative action, only 3 be saying that one out of 637. There's Edwards and Kerry.
Feel like Bush
Kerry
has
Edwards.
inflicted so many wounds on himself in national security that it's not the same election it was several months ago. That his advantages are not nearly as great on national security, and that they can win by focusing on domestic economic issues.
That's that Peter Beinart cheese with the New Republic.
I see.
I love this one line in this. See, what did we ever do before the internet?
A lot of work, a lot of paper.
A lot of needless crap. Like, for example, maybe I would have gone to, like, the emergency clinic or gone and seen a doctor. I mean, this is just a scrape. We've all had these many times. Sure. But a lot of people would go running to a doctor, and you look on there, it says a scab is like putting a big rock on a lawn.
Okay.
Well, isn't that a great line?
Sure. Learn something new.
Right. So the idea that, let the air heal it out and all this other, baloney. Moist wound care is a first aid revolution. Not just something new and maybe interesting, a revo-freaking-lution. Edging out the long-held belief that broken skin heals best when safely hidden under an old-fashioned scab. Oh, we got a few of those working at our place.
Keep them moist.
Yeah.
Just lick them.
Spray them. In fact, I'm going to bring a can of this. Next time I'm down, I'm going to bring a giant extra economy-size jar, a can of this, and spray it. A scab is like putting a big rock on a lawn, says Dr. Adam Singer, who sounds Jewish to me.
Oy!
There ain't nothing like a Jew doctor, I'll tell you that right now, boys and girls. Don't ever let no goyim get their hands on you. In fact, I'd rather check and find out about the doctors at that hospital. Oh, and I never told you the best part of the deal. I told you off the air. To show you that there's some people that have far too much time on their hands.
I have no line.
Oh, my God. I don't want to even say who it was or whose mother suggested this because it would be too embarrassing. Somebody suggested that maybe my mother, since she was afraid that she was reaching the end and really didn't want to live no more anyway, that the doctors just kind of like did a Dr. Jack Kevorkian thing real quietly and under the, oh, man. Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. Sure, right. Whatever you say. Is that incredible or what?
No, it's credible. It's crazy.
Right. See, it's one of those things that we'll never really know because none of us were there.
Right.
And she didn't want anybody there. For those who might say, oh, you should have been there at her bedside. No, she was her usual pain in the ass, didn't want anybody there, and didn't even want to really talk to anybody that much. Although I did call her on that morning to wish her, I said it's not probably the way you envisioned it, but happy birthday, because it was her birthday. Mm-hmm. Now, somebody also mentioned to me that people generally, or maybe not generally, but very often people die on or within a few days of their birthday. Mm-hmm. Is that true?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my brother, within a week.
Ah! How do you like that? Maybe we might have to delete something in this DCS. Might have to take that out. Yeah, not good. I told you there's many, many reasons why birthdays are not a good thing. So instead of sending somebody a happy birthday card, which I did, she never got the birthday cards that were in her mailbox.
Maybe God figures it's like your anniversary, so.
Is that what it is? Yeah. That's the time he calls you? Okay, it's your time now. Come on up. Come on down.
It's like your driver's license expired.
I'll get on the Price is Right. Come on down. Can you believe I was thinking of this again? It just because I watched the other day a few minutes, although I'm really burned out on it. The Price is Right. Mm-hmm. Bob Barker has outlived Johnny Olson, Rod Roddy, and I have no idea the name of this new guy they got on there, the announcer on the show. He's outlived two booth announcers on that show, and he's still on there every day.
Right, and every member of the original audience.
I'm sure of that. Kind of like me. No question about that. I think of that old you're chuckling? That old KAT audience? Hello, Neil. Oh, they're all pushing up daisies, including that guy that said, oh, you'll never make it 6 months in this town, mister. You're the worst thing I ever heard.
He didn't make it 6 months.
He's dead. Oh, all right. In fact, you know something? I'm going to go to his... and somebody also mentioned to me that when I go to visit my mother's tombstone... Can you see me going to visit my mother's tombstone? Because with my luck, she'd be shouting at me from under the ground.
You better take a picnic basket.
Nels, what's wrong?
I mean, it was as fine. I mean, at the risk of sounding insensitive, because I don't really care what anybody thinks, it was as fine if you would have written the script. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just fine, all the way around. And then, of course, there's also the other element of when somebody dies, and that is that the vultures who've been kind of like circling over, waiting for whatever little crumbs there might be in the will, those people, of course, also are involved. You understand what I'm saying without getting too specific? There you go. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. As a matter of fact, I think I can honestly say, I really believe this, from this moment forward, I really have no need ever. I'm trying to think, I don't want to leave any, I mean, I'm not saying that all my relatives are bad people, but I don't think I really have any need to communicate with any relative anymore from here till the time they stick my ass in the ground. How do you like that?
No, what a load off.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if maybe there might be some reason, but I don't think so. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, glad
Yes,
to
sir.
have you back. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's Reverend Jones again? Okay, not glad to have you back, schmuck. Reverend Jones' boyfriend. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Police.
No, they're all, well, see, they've been waiting for me to come back for a day. I'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays, by the way, July and August. George, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I won't be on again until Tuesday. See, that's a great part of the schedule is every time Thursday comes around. I mean, Tuesday's not too great because then you got to work 2 out of 3 days. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you only get 1 day in between.
Right. But Thursday, then I got a 4-day weekend every week for a couple of months.
Oh,
Nice going, Greg. Always loved you, Greg. You're one of my favorite people. You believe me, huh?
No.
And especially insincere, all of that crap, because everybody knows.
Greg hates you.
Right. So this feigned sympathy, this feigned concern. Oh, no, he was very sincere. Yeah. Now, put a lid on it, okay? You're really getting on my nerves big time. You and your boyfriend Clarence there. Oh, and let me also say this. Was it 2 weeks ago when Clarence was on vacation?
I don't remember. My vacation kind of screwed things up.
Oh, well, maybe it was while you were out. And Clarence was also on vacation that week. And Duff said, oh, boy, it sure is great to be in charge again. Yup, yup. Catch the deal there? Yeah. He was loving it because he actually had some authority, as opposed to just walking around patting people on the head, saying everything okay.
Okay.
WQAM, hello. Not there on line 4. Shame on you. WQAM, hello.
2 words, Uncle Neil. Bandar Bush.
Yeah.
Later.
Okay, Bandar Bush. WQAM, hello.
Fuck you.
Now, that could have been from the sales department, you think? Or maybe that was one of those relatives I was just talking about. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Mad Dog, Loin. Mad Dog at 2. The humper is in Vegas at 4, plunging his guts out. Let me say it again. Those people who are against gambling and slots at the tracks, you people are out of your mind. You're crazy people. Absolutely crazy. We need those slots in there at the Pompano Park, at Gulfstream, at Calder, tomorrow, if not sooner. Absolutely, positively. And you suckers out there that keep playing the lottery. See, the lottery is good, but slots are the evil one-armed bandits that suck the money out of your wallet,
Right. Good to see you understand the difference.
Right. Well, I've been taught by Mickey Erison and the Herald and the Sun Sentinel and the people in the Bahamas. And all the other special interests who, of course, want to keep gambling out. And in the meantime, who was telling me? Oh, maybe was it Rimmer or Fat Rich? Somebody was telling me about how everybody tells me they're just pouring into that new Hard Rock, the Indian Seminole Casino.
I told you.
Everybody and their brother, and of course the old one by where my mother used to live, in Hollywood, they're just pouring into there. Because otherwise, it's 140 degrees in the shade. You can't even go outside because you're going to pass out from the smell of the fires in the Everglades. People are looking for a little
action.
There you go. I know it comes as a great shock, especially in the place of the home of the Walking Dead. That's what people are looking for, a little bit of
action.
Right. So this business of, it's evil and sinful, we don't need any more gambling. Right. That's a problem. You got a bunch of yahoos, Bible thumpers, and old farts. And the old farts, I should point out to you, when that thing, if it gets on a ballot.
Yeah.
The old farts are more into the, like those poker machines that they have now, in the casino.
Right.
That's becoming very popular. So now that it's their own thing, so it's their time, it's their own thing, now they might just hop right on it.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Not just the 1 to 2 hour, it's a phenomenon.
And another thing, if you would listen to me, you would have been a big star by now. With that little bit sweet voice, how do you expect to get anywhere, you little puny Jew? Did we say you? I don't even know anymore.
The more I hear you.
Yeah, what about it?
The more I hate you.
What do I think?
And when I'm near you.
Yes.
I
I ought to smack you. I know my smell attracts you, but unlike Zach, you still got a job. I feel just like that you are my kid brother, and one yiddy to another. That's why you're still not fired. Doy, 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 doy. Doy, 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 doy. Doy, doy, doy. A morning show can put you in a coma. Yes. Can't wait till it's over. All right, that's enough.
102 at 560 WQAM. Happy Tuesday to you. Here's a fax from Todd who says the movie is great. Fahrenheit 9/11. While I've always thought it was stupid to applaud a movie screen, I had to join in with the rest of my sold-out theater in Aventura, no less, at the end of this one. Maybe he was there when you were there.
Maybe.
Could be. It says the right-wingers are apoplectic about the lies in the movie, and so am I. In the second half of the movie, clips of Cotty and Colin and Rummy pre-9/11 stating quite clearly that Iraq is not a threat, is contained, and has no WMD. Liars with several exclamation points. You got it, Todd. Your thumb is on it. Here's the Zogby poll, the new one. Kerry Edwards, 48%. Bush Cheney, 46%. Undecided, 5%. Now, what have they got here with the Nader in it? Oh, no. You're going to puke when you see this. Bush 45. Oh, I see. Bush 45, Kerry 47, Nader 2, and 5 undecided. Nader's votes are dropping, and as we get closer to November, fewer and fewer people are going to waste their vote again, especially in Florida, or else we don't want to make any threats, but if you vote for Nader, you might have an accident. You know what I mean? God. In the blue states, they got this broken down by the blue. Now, here's an interesting thing. When asked if President Bush deserves to be reelected, 43% of likely voters said yes, while 53% said it's time for someone new. Now, how come that doesn't jive with the numbers? Because they haven't had the Democratic convention yet. Wait till after the convention's over, and they get a big goose. And nobody don't like a big goose. Look at this. I just got a fax here on some central air conditioning. Did you get, no, seriously, did you get ad faxes?
All the time. It's illegal in Florida. It's illegal. Report it to your state attorney.
God. I better call the Inspector General, eh? See what's going on here. Now, my knee is just, it's a beautiful thing. You feel, see, I put it like on my arm, different places, but when it's on your knee like that, where you have like a joint.
Right. You bend it first, then spray it.
No, you're not listening to me. When you bend your knee now, that it's spritzed on there and it's dried, it feels like you actually have a bandage on it.
Oh, cool.
Isn't it beautiful?
Stretched it?
I'm stretching it. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy Thursday.
And back to you. Oh, and I keep saying it's Tuesday, don't I? All day long, you're the first one to correct me on that, and even including George. See, it is a Thursday. I don't even have the right schedule on here. Nothing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's all right. Now, who was that important call that got... Tuesday. I'm sorry, who was that important call you got at midnight that got you the injury anyway?
A friend of mine who was concerned. You see, it's a long story, but he woke up also and found his light blinking on his phone, and there were a couple of it was from the day before, so he thought it was from me on that day, and that I had some kind of a problem. So he was doing it out of being concerned that maybe I had some kind of a problem or some kind of an accident. And he was calling to see if I was okay, and then lo and behold, I go staggering into the, and just like, it was like having a car accident, really. It was that much of an impact.
Very ironic, isn't it?
I can't remember the crawling out of bed part and skidding in the knee part, but I can remember my teeth hitting the end of that dining room table like it was 5 minutes ago. I mean, it was a major impact, like somebody hit you in the face with a baseball bat.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, me too.
I just wanted to congratulate you like another caller on having your mom around for as much of your life as you had her.
Right. Isn't that a good way to look at it?
It very much is. My mother passed away before I was 30, so it's kind of a bum rap for me. So that's right. Anybody who gets to have that much of their life with their parents around, I think that's a good thing.
Sure.
And as far as I just want to chime in real quick on the brilliance of Tom Ridge. He does spend the money well for Homeland Security. I just passed a trailer with a 40-foot Scarab boat on the back and across the side it said Homeland Security.
All right.
Have a good day, Neil.
Okay, be safe, Pally.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're safe now. We got good old Tom Ridgett up there, man. Got a bunch of malign neo-Nazis. All of this stuff now about who's got this and who's got what. In the eastern states, Kerry Edwards 52%, Bush Cheney 38%. This is worth spending a minute on, okay? This is Ogby Poll, which he's one of those ragheads. In the blue states, got it?
Got it.
Those won by Gore in 2000. Kerry Edwards has 50%, Bush Cheney 42%. In the red, but listen to this. In the red states, Bush Cheney 50%, Kerry Edwards 45%. So it's like a little closer in those red states. I really do believe they might, with some help from Bubba, they might be able to win Arkansas. They're thinking maybe Louisiana. Not North Carolina. That ain't going to happen. With or without Edwards, ain't going to happen.
You sure?
Let me say it again.
Okay.
Not going to happen. Now.
Are you sure?
In the East, Kerry Edwards 52%, Bush Cheney 38%. In the Central Great Lakes, 47 to 45 for Kerry. In the South, Bush Cheney leads. This is interesting, 50 to 47. And in the Western region, 50 to 44%. But keep in mind, Western includes like Colorado and New Mexico and Idaho and Wyoming and Montana, all of those things. See, west of the Mississippi, Kansas. Probably Oklahoma. Maybe that's, I don't know. In terms of voter ideology, Kerry Edwards is favored over Bush Cheney among progressives, 77 to 21%, liberals 83 to 12%, moderates 59-34. Among conservatives, Bush Cheney 76 to 19% over Kerry. Now, among younger voters, 18 to 29, Kerry Edwards 59%, Bush Cheney 37.
All right.
65 and over, Kerry 49, Bush 46. Women, Kerry 52, Bush Cheney 42. Single people, Kerry Edwards 62%, Bush Cheney 26%. Did you follow that?
Wow.
Bush is favored among voters 50 to 64 years of age, 49 to 46%. Men, 50 to 43%, which is a lot closer than last poll I heard. And married couples, 53 to 42%. 56%, over half say they disapprove of Bush's job performance regarding the war in Iraq. A 15-point drop within the last 6 months. 15-point drop. More than 2 and 5, 44% rate his performance as positive. In other words, his numbers are dropping like Iraq. You like that?
A lot.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. People are going to be highly motivated, and if anybody thinks that the Fahrenheit 9/11 movie isn't going to motivate people, they're dreaming. They're dreaming, because when people go out of a movie theater applauding and carrying on and cheering and talking to everybody else about it, you better bet your life on it. And they're saying, well, among independents, only 10% were impressed by Edwards being on it. Well, guess what? 10% is a hell of a big deal.
Sure.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I cannot believe that 56% of the men on this planet don't like Bush.
No, not on this planet. Yeah, okay, great. Not on this planet, America, but he's trying to be funny. 5670560, pound 560. Well, it's a gay world after all, you know what? Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line, right?
Absolutely.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Shows, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Let's see, we got Mad Dog at 2, Ed Kaplan at 4. See, I was on a wrong day before, and you never corrected me. That's because you're not paying no attention.
No, not for the
Eddie K at 4, The Big at 7, and Curtis at 10 tonight. So we got like all over the place. And I've been saying, now see, again, if Duff and Clarence were more interested in worrying about getting stuff right, they'd have been rushing in there saying, hey, what day is he on? What planet is he on, you know?
Attention, men.
But, of course, now the two of them, they're both so intimidated, they're like cowering in the corner like a couple little children. 12 minutes after 1 at 560 WQM. Is your company suffering from regulations and increased labor costs? Let Oasis Outsourcing help you when it comes to the people side of your business. Payroll administration, Fortune 500 company employee benefits, human resource services, and risk management are just a few of the services that Oasis Outsourcing can cover to help your business be more profitable. Call Oasis Outsourcing today for a free evaluation at 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747. With more than 60,000 employees worldwide, Oasis Outsourcing understands the many facets to human resource management. Outsourcing is being recognized by firms large and small as a powerful management choice, which lets you focus on your core business while leaving the operational details to the folks at Oasis Outsourcing. So let Oasis Outsourcing make your business more profitable. If you'd like a free evaluation with no obligation, call that toll-free number, 1-866-OASIS. That's 1-866-286-2747 for Oasis Outsourcing.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. WQAM.
There's a fat left-wing guy once pushed to say goodbye, Michael Morey. He wears extra-large pants and they love him in France, Michael Morey. His new flick, it is full of tricks. GOP is sick 'cause it picks on George W. Might become number one, and then when it's done won't be fun. Bush will be screwed. His documentary, 4 stars from John Kerry, Michael Morey. If he wins an Oscar, his speech will last an hour, you can bet. And now all of Fox News would like him to be moving to Norway. But it's clear he'll stay here to be a pain in their rear, Michael Morey.
Rectum.
116 at 560 WQAM. Let's go back. I'll just pick a day out of the schedules here, and I'll just make it up. Howard David at 2:30. Geldie at 4. The White House has gone to preventive war to protect the U.S. government's newly acquired right to spy on readers as part of counterterrorism investigations, promising to veto a multi-billion-dollar spending bill if these powers are curtailed. The shot across the bow was fired yesterday, ahead of a widely anticipated amendment by Representative Bernie Sanders that would prevent FBI and other government agents from using a secret federal intelligence court to gain access to the reading records of library or bookstore patrons as part of counterterrorism probes. We plan to introduce it on the House floor today, Joel Barkin, spokesman for the independent lawmaker, told AFP. If passed, the measure would be attached to a nearly $40 billion appropriations bill funding the Department of Commerce, Justice, and State in fiscal 2005, but the White House will have none of it. Moving to nip the idea in the bud, the Presidential Office of Management and Budget made clear it would rather see the whole appropriations bill die than allow changes to the USA Patriot Act. How do you like that? Really pathetic. So better be watching what books you be buying and what you're reading in the library, stuff like that. Of course, I don't think most of our people spend too much time in the library. Catch my drift?
They have free videos.
Just like that fax we got from that lady before, Catherine, about talking to the people at Outback where she works, and her coworkers were going like that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect?
That.
Look at the people we've had like in the last hour on this phone here. About what percent? About 80? Maybe about
30, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have CNN come in and tape it.
There you go. Let's have C-SPAN and CNN and all the ships at sea come in and tape your perspicacious comments about the affairs of the world, okay?
Yeah.
Right. There you go. Or maybe just Chamba. That might not be a bad one. Get that on 6:30 on Dan Rather. What's the most important issue to you in this year's freaking election, we asked? We got 739 votes. That ain't too shabby. Getting rid of Bush, 314. That was not even on there for the first 40, 50 hours we were on today. And all of a sudden it went zooming by the other categories like they were in a prone position. Getting rid of Bush, 314. Iraq, 139. Separation of church and state, 54. All you crazy religious nuts out there that want to impose your fairy tales on everybody else. Freedom of speech, 51, which forget about that. It's history. I don't give a schmidt about anything, 38. You know something? I don't blame you. Healthcare, 36. Integrity, 33. Taxes, 31. Decriminalization of that wacky weed, 19. Cuba policy, 7. Gay marriage, 7. Abortion, 7. And affirmative action out of 739 votes has got only 3. 3 votes.
Oh, my God.
For affirmative action. Probably because most of us don't believe in affirmative action anyway, right?
Negative.
That might have something to do with it. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir. Happy Thursday. WQAM, hello.
The famous words of President Bush.
Okay, WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Gordon?
Gordon
Neil?
Lightfoot? Is this Gordon Lightfoot?
Neil, how are you?
How's it going, Gordon?
Neil, real quickly, to me the only issue that would make any sense for me in next year's election is getting those guys out of Iraq, no?
Well, that's why Iraq is on there. Iraq,
Right.
the whole Iraq situation, right? Bringing everybody home in one piece who's still in one piece and who's still alive.
Neil, something really bothers me right
What
now.
is that?
And that's this radio station and the guys that do all the guys that do the games for all these teams. I mean, when you take a look, we're a town
This station stands for nothing.
Go ahead.
The station stands for you and me. We're gonna have a good show tonight.
There you go.
You've got Joe Zagacki who does the Hurricane games. He's
Joe
terrible.
Zagacki sucks, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got that fatso who does the games for the Heat. He's terrible. No one knows his name.
Well, wait a minute. We don't have the Heat games on this
I'm
station.
just saying. All right. Then you talk about the hockey guys. No one listens to hockey.
Yeah.
You've got the guy you've got Moe Howard who does the Dolphin games, who's trying to get everyone fired. Who's got trying to get everyone fired in the radio station.
Right.
He doesn't let Landis talk.
He's a giant tumor in our midst. Yes.
And I can't. And the worst guy of all, I don't know how this guy must have pictures of Greg Reed or Baldy.
Oh, they're going around with pictures. Everybody's got them. Yeah.
This guy Dave Van Horn. I mean,
Get it right, Dave Van Boring.
How did they let this happen?
Let me give you Greg's answer, okay?
Yeah.
That's Greg's answer.
You know, there's a guy. You know, and I hate to say this, because the Marlins games are so boring, I do turn to another radio station. There's a guy on there who's got an interesting shtick to him, and he goes on from about 6 to 8 in the evenings, and I think he could bring a certain dynamic to the radio station.
Yeah.
You're supposed to listen to Joe Rose every day talking about athletes and their girlfriends. No one listens from 5 to 8.
Who is it you're talking about?
Sedano. George
I shot there once in a while.
What?
What about him?
I think he's pretty. I think the station should take a look at it. I'd rather listen to him than Orlando Alzaquiri.
Oh, you know something? I don't even know who you're talking about, and I couldn't agree with you more. Have a great day, pal. Quit while you're ahead. Wow. There's a guy complaining about our award-winning lineup. How do you like that? Greg ain't going to be too happy about that, sir. Greg Reed is going to be pissed off and fired up.
Greg hates you.
Right. And the feeling, Greg, is mutual, okay? Just contempt, utter contempt and disregard. Just leave us alone. Quit trying to muscle in and pretend you're like part of the family. Mine, George's, Josh's, anybody else's, okay? Just get your own family. Go find a new one. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. You know, probably a big part of the first half of the show is geared toward like an inside deal. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, but
that's okay. No, in other words, ordinarily, even if I do inside material, I'm still doing a show for the audience. Today I'm doing a show for the inside the radio station and also anybody else who might be involved. Some of the peripheral stars in the soap opera going on, like my friend Jeff Cohen and Fat Rich. I'll tell you one thing, if you wanted to spread some news, okay, you wanted to save money on advertising, just tell Fat Rich. Within 30 minutes or less, the entire planet, everybody in China, people on Uranus will know, okay?
I apologize.
In addition to which, What do I know from Fat Rich? He's my racetrack buddy, okay? People that go to the track, they almost always go with the same people, okay? For years and years, I used to go to the thoroughbreds with Bill Calder. When I was in Michigan, I had a couple of friends who go to the track with all the time. It's a track thing.
No, I thought it was best friend things.
I don't know any more about Fat Rich. In fact, I probably know less about Fat Rich or Geraldine, whatever he's calling himself this week, than you do. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about him. I've been going to the track with him for 25 years. I know less about that man. I mean, he's a good guy. We have a good time. He's never stole a freight train, I don't think. Maybe he did steal a freight train. I don't know.
I thought he was at your bar mitzvah.
Our friend Derek that goes to the track with us, he's a good guy, but what do I know about him? Oh, well, I know a couple of things, but, you know.
Yeah?
He likes that restaurant, Runway 84.
Oh.
Right. And the last thing he said to me before I left town last time was,
Leave the gun. Take the cannolis.
He's a good guy. But what do I know about him? They're just racetrack buddies, that's all. But for some people to be opening up a mouth and, hey, Fat Rich Neil's mother died, was something that really is going to pay a wicked price in hell for that. I don't know who did that.
Me.
I know. And look, don't pull a Duff Lindsay now, okay? A Duff and a Clarence routine.
Well, I'm not going to cry.
And apologize.
I
mean, what's the big deal, okay? But it just...
Well, I know better. That's why I feel bad.
It never even dawned on me when he called me to give me his condolences where he found out, and I called him later on, and then he tells me that he got it from you.
And the information, too.
And then Jeff Cohen gets it from Skippy, and Rimmer gets it from Jeff Cohen. It's like a daisy chain, man. That's what it's all about. Is there no respect? Is there no privacy, no decency, no sense of, like, leave people alone in their time of marginal emotions? WQAM, hello.
Yeah, why are you being such a jerk to George? He's the one that carries that show. You're nothing, old man.
Right. Oh, God. That's your boyfriend and Kendall, I think. WQAM, hello.
Please.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
A lot of people out there do care, and I hope you understand it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They sure aren't calling, I'll tell you that, but that's okay, because that gets boring, you know. It's more exciting to hear these other guys.
You're too intimidating, that's why.
That must be it.
Listen, I had a discussion at work the other day in which colleagues disagreed and need you to help be the final arbiter, and that is, if it has between, say, Scarface and The Godfather, which movie would you prefer in terms of showing realistic gangster criminal life? Now, I voted for The Godfather, but...
Absolutely, no question, not even close.
Well, this guy...
And let me remind you of one thing.
Johnny Fontaine will never get that movie. I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, what, greaseball, goombas come out of the woodwork. I'm German-Irish. Well, let me tell you something, my Mick friend. I'm going to make so much dough for you, you won't know what it is. The walls come a lawyer. I have not threatened. I know almost every big lawyer in New York. Who the hell are you?
There you go.
And I'm not no band leader. No, I told him.
Who the hell are you?
I told him that, and they seem to think, well, George may have an argument on this one because he thinks that Scarface was more of an action movie. I guess
it was a comedy.
If George keeps taking pulls on those freaking action movies already, he's taking that same pull. How many times now?
About 30, man.
Oh my God, with his action movies and action figures. He's trying to be Mr. Cool. He's trying to relate to the teenagers out there, the 15 and 20-year-old little girls. I just make it up.
Okay.
Because you're whining now and you're getting aggravated, and the last guy,
why
are you picking on George? He carries the show.
I've never referred to Scarface as anything but a comedy.
Right, there you go. And have a great day. I guess
that's not what he wanted to hear.
He was getting a call. Will you relax?
No.
He was a good guy. You're not getting his caller. He was fine. What's wrong with him?
I'm going to go find him.
Oh, man. You're right. George carries the show. That's why he's going to be on again tomorrow. I'm going to be on again on Monday, and next Wednesday, and next Friday.
I miscarried the show.
And if my lip happens to separate again, maybe like from now till 2 o'clock would be good. So we can hear some more about action movies. I don't care what pull. Do you think I really care? Although I do vote on them so I can see what the results are on here. But what do I care? I don't care if you go like for 4 hours. As long as I don't have to be there and I'm getting paid, what do I care?
You gave away what I was going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you know something. 4 hours of Greg Reed. Sorry. That's my... See, I'm getting punished now. I'm getting punished. No, that's not what I was trying to play. I was trying to play Greg Reed's comment to it. Yeah. Because no matter what you say to Greg, it's always... Yeah. And then he sticks his finger in that hole where his, in his head. What they thought there was once a brain. 27 after 1 at 560. Just leave me alone, Greg. Everything is going too well, okay? You want to mess around with Joe Rose. You want to mess around with Moe. You want to keep messing around. Keep shuffling the deck. Just leave everybody alone, okay? Just go on another one of your long busman's holidays. Get out of our face. Greg. If your carpets are in kind of a bad shape, and now's a good time, too, because it's the heat of the summer. Nobody wants to be outside. Just take a long, hard look at those carpets and realize that there's enough schmutz in there probably to kill an army. The answer is to call my good friends at Dry Concepts. They've been doing it in my homes for over 20 years, and they should be doing for you, too. They have certified technicians who will dry clean your carpeting. They're the only people in the world who do this. It really is an exclusive patented method, and dry cleaning makes your carpeting look just like brand new. Same ideas on your clothing. Beware of those $5.95 per room scams, because believe me, they'll never give you the same results that Dry Concepts give you, and they won't give you a written guaranteed price up front like Dry Concepts does. What they will do is rip you off at the end of the job, these other guys. So forget about those fakers. Get a sensational job every time. It's guaranteed by my good friends at Dry Concepts. Your carpets are dry in a couple of hours, and you're ready to rock and roll. They look just like brand new, too. Every time I've used them, it's amazing when they leave. Even though you know ahead of time how good they're going to do, it's amazing how your carpets look just like brand new. So call them today, and when you do call Dry Concepts, ask them to save an extra 15% the cost of the next carpet cleaning job by putting you on their standby list. Call Dry Concepts toll-free at 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071, or check them on the web at dryconcepts.com.
Live and local, this is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Conventional sleep machines with settings like gentle rain and babbling brook don't help. Get the John Kerry sleep machine. It lulls you to sleep with the mind-numbing sounds of a John Kerry political speech.
I used to toss and turn for hours, but now I just turn on my John Kerry sleep machine.
My international strategy is centered on an architecture.
And before I know it,
if America is to prevail in the current geopolitical climate.
The John Kerry sleep machine offers 4 different policy settings to suit every mood. From tax reform.
My new payroll tax credit would restore.
I'm getting so sleepy.
Where it is lacking today.
To the economy.
Before we can lay the foundations of economic prosperity,
my eyes open.
we must lay the foundations of economic intelligence.
Get the John Kerry sleep machine today. And with any luck, you'll sleep right through the election.
I'm John Kerry. And I approve the John Kerry sleep machine.
Available wherever.
The only sleep machine approved by John Kerry.
2702 at QAM. Don't forget, July 19th. That's 2 weeks from this past Monday, right? Now that I know what day it is.
Okay.
July 19th. New format on 940 Fox Sports. That's the rumor. Al Franken, Air America. Maybe Pharrell, blah, 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 who's in Atlanta on that FM that's got no numbers at all. You got to get a search party and still can't find an audience. Won't that be something, huh? They're going to come out after us with all 10 barrels blazing, baby. Guess what? We couldn't give a crap less. Just keep the paychecks coming, Clarence. That's all we care about. Especially Josh and George are making the big bucks.
Direct deposit.
Here's a fax that says, last week, while Dave Damned Boring was gone for 3 or 4 days, a guy named Bill Beck, no relation to Todd Dreck or the people who make Beck's beer, did the games. He was great. Every call was Jack Buck-like. Like it was the World Series and he was sincere. He even embarrassed the Boogmeister. Who is this guy and where does he do games? It says maybe it was 2 weeks ago. And I'm sure Josh Cordes right there can tell us.
He works for the Marlins. Don't know exactly what he does, but I know that.
Does he handle Josh Beckett's personal situation?
That's his personal information. I don't need to know.
I see. Well, you know what he used to say, Bill Beck? Everywhere you look, there's a guy with his hand out. So now is he good?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
No, I'm not talking about is he a good guy. Now, see, I don't want to put you on the spot because I guess you had to work with this guy too, right? And of course, you work with Dave Van Boring, and so if you say this guy's too good, then Dave Van Boring's going to get all bent out of shape and start throwing his hairpiece at you and not let you, grab all over his wife anymore. So what's the deal?
He's just fine.
Who, Dave?
No, Dave's good. Bill Beck's just fine.
Dave is good? Dave Van Boring is good? Oh, my God. Oh, this is unbelievable. This is... Josh Cordes says Dave Van Boring is good. 24 till 2. I understand we don't want to get in a lot of trouble. Now, Geldie, on the other hand... I can't wait till that. If for no other reason, of course, it'd be boring for us hockey fans with no hockey season. But if for no other reason, we want to get Geldie doing it, don't we? We just can't wait to hear those great. It's a goal. It's going to be great.
Leading it towards the door. Having to mix up the pairings here with Tullamore out. Taken up early in the second.
You know who that is, don't you? That's Rick Peckham. Can I say that?
No.
Rick Peckham. He's the voice of the world champion, the Stanley Cup champion, Tampa Bay Lightning.
The Lightning working out. Here comes Sid the wing. Martinez trying to cut him off. Marty fires. Knocked down by DiPietro.
There you go. So it'll be interesting. I don't think, Rick Peckham is good. He's not one of the best, I wouldn't say, but he's certainly very good. He's solid. Geldie ain't going to be no Rick Peckham. He ain't going to be no Jugs McDonald, a Hall of Flamer. No. So what do you think, Josh? You think Geldie's going to do a hell of a job on those games? Well, that's right, you're not a hockey fan. See, I saved you.
I mean, I might listen to that, though.
To what? Just that?
Just that? There you go.
Yeah, it would be good. In fact, if for the right price, Geldie, we can supply you with some of these Boca Brian sounders, and you can make you can press a button and interject some of these to spice up his broadcast would be good. Oh, get an 80 share easy.
Here's one for the slap shot.
You mean like the one I got in my mouth? Man. But the good news is, during the course of the show, that the scab is it's gone. After I hit that table, man, my upper lip was like a piece of hamburger meat.
Yeah.
In fact, I ran in the kitchen, put a little mustard on it. It wasn't too bad. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T Far Horizon line.
Environment line.
Right. I can't believe it's Thursday, and I've been saying it was Tuesday all day and giving the wrong schedule. Nobody cares. Everybody's out of town. Anybody with a life's out of town. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. Shuttering from the Mad Dog Show.
Oh, man. I told you we'd get all the good calls on this one day. I knew it. Make up for Tuesday. WQAM, hello.
Hi, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Mike. Get lost,
Wow.
okay. You know, he called in. I think you were on vacation, or was it last week?
I don't know.
With some information about Phil Henry's going off at WIOD, and they're putting Sean Hannity on. Of course, Phil's going on 10 to... You just didn't see the schedule right, Mike. You better take a better look at it next time. You didn't get the whole schedule. Sean Hannity's going to be 7 to 10, and your close personal friend Phil Henry...
Are you sure?
He's going to be on at 10 on IOD. Yeah, we're promoting all the other station schedules. We can't get our own schedule, right? So why not promote theirs? The one station that doesn't fear to promote the other station schedules, because we know that in spite of our management, in spite of all our deficiencies, we still kick serious ass. Don't ask us how.
Magic.
We're still doing it. Here's a fax that says, condolences regarding your mother, thank you. I took an early lunch today, attended the Kerry Edwards rally inside the airplane hangar. Big mistake. I wanted to share some of my observations with you. Great. Arrived at the parking lot around 10:30 a.m., was pleased to learn the parking fee was going to be comped. Walked up to the building, saw a long line of anxious, overheated people. Luckily, I knew someone who had arrived earlier. She told me to go to the front of the line because the longer line was for bag search and security screening. I guess they were screening the old bags. As I waited my turn outside the two airport-style metal detectors they had set up, I noticed many people from different security agencies. Sheriff's Office, Secret Service, Airport Security, Bomb Squad, Homeland Security personnel. The volunteers were instructing the people to open their bags, take off any pins they were wearing, and step forward. At about 10:50, the people in charge of screening said, move everybody through, even though they're going to move everybody through, they're going to be getting off the plane. I want to make sure I read this. Move everybody through, they're going to be getting off the plane, they get everyone in. Hundreds of people went into the event unchecked. Do you understand that sentence? Move everybody through. They're going to be getting off the plane. They get everyone in. There's a word missing, I guess. Right. Volunteers were passing out bottled water to the crowd. Kerry and Edwards took to the podium a few minutes before 11. Bill Nelson, Kendrick Meek, Edwards, and Kerry took to the microphone. Personnel informed Kerry that thousands of people were standing outside the hangar, couldn't get into the event. Not true. There was plenty of room in front of the press podium. It was disheartening to see people walking out while Kerry was speaking. He's a bit coma-inducing. I will support these two lawyers, but I long for the days of Dean and that awe-inspiring scream. How well said, you know what? I'm telling you, it's not too late, baby. Dean and Edwards, it sounds like a winner to me, you know what? Right. Yeah. Sounds like that's the deal.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
We're Sports Radio 560 WQAM.
Hi, this is G. Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Who are you, Harry?
I am Felix Leader, but that's a double C.
My little friends call me Jacko. What are you in for?
I was, not wearing a seatbelt.
I'm in for molesting thousands of young boys. But I'm rich, so my fans love me.
I do not care.
How did court go today?
Well, I was wearing a charcoal gray glitter-glass suit, white values and shirt with no tie, knee gaiters to hold up my clear socks, and spats.
All I have is this can of spray paint in my glove.
I've been lucky so far. They could have put them back over my head and spanked me for it. All-American homoerotic funk.
Wish they sent me there. Achoo!
What is that?
My nose fell off again.
God! Let me out! Tell you first I confess. I did 9/11.
No, you wasn't.
Okay? I did it all. Let me out of here. I did Pearl Harbor too.
1:45 at 560 WQAM Mad Dog at 2. Sorry about that schedule mess up, aren't I?
No.
No, I don't care. Nobody cares.
No.
My knee, you'll be pleased to know, is looking beautiful, man. It's like all solid now underneath that invisible bandage.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing. I wish you could take a look at it.
We'll take 567-0560.
On the website. No. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Look at this tremendous response. I think we've heard from everybody twice, don't you?
Yeah.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Pretty good.
Listen, a while back you were talking about your mom and the doctor maybe helped your mom along.
No, that wasn't my theory. That was somebody...
Right, somebody else's theory. I'll tell you what, if the doctor was Indian, of Indian descent, that could very well be possible.
Yeah.
Because they don't believe that the old folks would be sitting around just sucking up free air all the time.
Well, I got a good point, don't you think?
Yeah, no, you think the same way. That's why I called you. I've been trying to call you for the last hour. But,
killer.
Exactly. They believe that once you get to a certain ripe age, hey, enough is enough.
Well, good for them. I'll see you at Seminole Bingo, pal.
See you, bud.
Bye. Yeah, they're just packing them in there. Now, maybe, let's see, it was when you were on vacation for sure, because the Beast was trying to give us the straight dope on the slot machines there. Oh, even though, of course, you would never play them because it's a fag thing.
Right, I have.
You are so wrong about that, man.
I was just funning you.
No, you were not.
All right.
You are so... In fact, we ripped you an ass while you were on vacation about that.
Always.
But anyway, of course, you carry the show, so I better be nice to you. But seriously, the little slips of paper with a barcode, that's the new deal on slot machines. That's the way they work. Okay?
All right.
So I guess what they were trying to say is that the wheels don't spin like they do on a regular, like a Vegas, like most slot machines.
Correct.
They have the computerized, where everything jumps around, which I hate those. But nevertheless, it's as close as we can come. What's not to like? But like in the new Niagara Falls Casino, they also, and newer casinos, in fact, I'm sure in Vegas and Reno and Atlantic City, everywhere they'll replace the old-fashioned ones. Who the hell wants to handle all those coins, right?
Right.
Now, some people would say, oh, that's half the excitement, all they're hearing the sound of the coins. Baloney.
Yes.
Right, you hear the bell go off, that's good enough, and somebody comes and hands you $1,500. Yeah, that's good enough. Instead of getting all that schmutz on your hands. In addition to which, I've always wondered how much of that schmutz, absorbs inside your system, in your bloodstream, right? Is it?
I don't know.
It must be. Maybe that's why we're all dying. Maybe that's good ammunition there for the anti-casino people. Although we don't have, that's why we got rid of the coins. Just a nice little antiseptic piece of paper. It's got a barcode on it. You can either take it to the cashier, they cash it in, they scan it with one of those scanners, they know how much it's worth, or you stick it in another machine. It gives you the credits. What's not to like? WQAM, hello. Not there. WQAM, hello.
Hey, happy summer.
Yeah, back to you.
I have a question. Maybe you can help me. Why does anyone own a Hummer?
Beats me.
Man, I see no reason. I mean, it's just the ugliest, most obnoxious car ever.
Amen. Call up LeBron James. He'll tell you. I guess because he can. I don't know. Why would anybody want one of those things?
I know an old man in one almost drove me off the road yesterday.
Well, but what's the purpose of them? Well, why would anybody have it?
I want one. Why not?
Why? For what?
It looks nice. It's huge.
Wouldn't you rather have like a 2004 Corvette?
No.
No. You wouldn't rather... No, that wasn't an offer, George. I wasn't offering him a car. No, I'm just, as an example, you wouldn't rather have like a 2004 Lamborghini?
Well, yeah.
Oh, so in other words, a Corvette is chopped liver and a Lamborghini is like a new Ferrari?
Yeah.
But you'd rather have a Hummer?
Yeah, I like the new Hummers.
But based on what?
I don't know.
The
only knock on it is it doesn't get good gas.
My poor buddy Tom Brady can't even get... I wonder if he ever did get that Cadillac. He was really bent out of shape about that. Of course, he still, I'm sure, got the one from 2 years ago. From the first Super Bowl. I just mentioned again that Tom Brady and the Patriots have won the Super Bowl 2 the last 3 years, and there was a game this year, even though everybody forgot, because of Boobygate. I just keep mentioning that because nobody else talks about it. It goes to show you how suppressed and repressed the American public is. Oh, my God, a naked breast! Now we better repeal the First Amendment. We better stop everybody from saying crap. Well, what kind of public just sits out there and they take it and they take it? Whatever crap they threw at you, man, you just sit there and you lap it up like it was vanilla ice cream.
High and low. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
So I think we did a little groundbreaking here today. Josh Corda says that Bill Beck is so good he ought to be the #1 play-by-play voice of the Florida Marlins, and Dave Van Boring ought to hightail it back to Montreal, eh?
Come on now.
Is that what you said?
I heard it.
We all heard it. You can't take it back now. In fact, I'm going to play the tape, Duff and Clarence. I think maybe I'll edit out those 1 or 2 words, the Dick Cheney word that I blurted out. Here's a nice card online, an AOL e-card from Ken Halpern, the limo guy from National Limos, my good close personal friend Ken. Just wanted to extend my condolences to you for the loss of your mother. Even though your listeners never met your mother, you made her part of your show, which made her part of our life and daily consumption of you. As a friend and a listener, I'm here for you if you need anything. Isn't that nice? Ken Halpern, the limo guy. Thanks, Ken.
Very nice.
You're okay in my book, huh?
Very sweet.
See, that's the way you do it. You don't make a big song and dance. You don't go around running calling up this one and that one and sending memos out to sponsors. I'll guarantee you that Skippy didn't show his face in there today, did he?
Here? No.
Right. You just wait till the next time. All you got to do is step on that turd. In fact, I've stepped on better than that. Ruined a couple of good pairs of shoes, by the way.
Well, your new shoes are here, then.
And I got a nice new pair here, too, that I bought online from, what I buy? New Balance.
We'll save the old pair for stomping.
Thanks to our friends at Brandy's, by the way, for my beautiful New Balance shoes that are sitting there waiting for me, and I also bought a pair online here. Seriously, I started to say before, how the hell did we ever survive? You people who are like Hank. I know he's not on today. I don't know where he's probably in Vegas.
He is in Vegas.
But you fuddy-duddy people that just keep fighting it off like it's some kind of a revolutionary... Huh?
Unclean.
Yeah, like that, like you're going to catch something from it.
Viruses.
Man, oh man, oh man, how could anybody function without how did we... I mean, it's like television. Now, see, you're not old enough to know because you never lived without television.
Yes,
I survived without it.
I was born again Christian. We didn't have TV in the house. It was the devil comes into your house through the TV, you know.
See, and that's what happened to you. But seriously, before the days of TV, we had radio. We had all kinds of great radio shows, and you used your imagination. But how the hell did we ever survive without TV? And it's the same thing without the Internet. I want to see a thing about my knee scrape, which, again, it's not a big deal. I'm just, making a shtick out of it. But I look on there, and I get some good information. I sprayed it, and it's doing it. It looks lovely. Right? No matter what you want to find on there.
Right. Google it.
Just Google it. That's right. Google it or doodle it or whatever. And I don't care what you say about Alexa. I like my Alexa pop-up thing.
I'm not the one that had a problem with it.
Who did? Oh, probably Eric. Well, Eric has a problem with everything, okay? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Because you've got to work with him the next couple of shows. By the way, great job, Eric, on that thing about... Look at that on the homepage on neilrogers.com. Mm-hmm. Look at the clever way. In fact, he's got it color-coded, the whole deal. Summer schedule. Mondays, George live from Paradise. Tuesdays, Neil live from somewhere. Wednesday's got the whole deal there. And, of course, he's also got the asterisk, Neil live from somewhere and out of touch with South Florida. There you go, Tommy Jick. I'm out of touch. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure that Al Franken, broadcasting in New York, and Pharrell in Atlanta, if he actually is going to come on, I'm sure they'll be in touch with what's going on. Not. Yeah, I'm going to come down there and kick Dale's ass. I'm going to get you off the air. See, the thing that I was hearing is that people that have heard him online in Atlanta, since the new stuff came down, the new edicts, and there's no more Big Rack and Big D and Big it's like listening to Milk Turtle, is what I'm hearing. But we'll see. Keep it up, Petey. Keep shuffling that deck. That's what they do the best over there at Cheap Channel. Shuffling the deck. And by the way, don't come running to us when you lose your license. I just mentioned that in passing. As a close personal friend. Didn't get a sympathy card from Pete Bolger. What's the most important issue in this year's election? That's our poll question today. 855 votes. Not too bad. Getting rid of Bush, 396. They pounced on that, man. Iraq, 149. Freedom of speech, 56. Separation of church and state, 55. I don't give a shit about anything, 45. Healthcare, 39. Integrity, 36. You won't find any of that. Taxes, 33. Decriminalization of pot, 21. Everything else, small potatoes. Don't forget, Bill Beck, the new voice of your Florida Marlins, starts tomorrow.
Bye. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I eat grapes. I'm a grape eater.